sword fight, fight, fight. Monkey sword fight, fight, fight. Monkey sword fight, fight, fight. Monkey sword fight, fight, fight.
I meant to write something up for that. And I started last week while we were here, and then I just never went back to it.
What's wrong with my just reading straight off his Facebook page?
Well, it was when you went, yeah, send me a message. Oops.
I was not on form last week at all.
Are you feeling better this week?
I had a stinking... I never had any... I had one cup of coffee this morning. See, about 2 o'clock, had the world's worst headache no kicking as I started getting withdrawal. And I didn't take any money or that, and it worked me today, so I had to wait till I got to my mother's and I sank to, like, in quick succession.
You feel better?
Oh, man, it's better, man.
That's important.
Feeling alive and ready to go.
Cool. Well, you're all good to go whenever.
You stop being so nervous.
So you got the Patreon stuff up.
I've got the subs up.
What's the Braw and Oz like this week? Good? I've no
There's
had
a
chance
couple
to
on
check.
there.
There's a few good... I think one of them was just trying to wind up Mike.
Well, I don't
Everybody's
understand
on
why.
it now, man.
I know.
'Cause you
It
see
seems
what
to be the thing to do now.
There's such a problem with Scott Brun.
But I never said it publicly, unless did I?
I'm pretty sure you have done at some point. Or
On
another.
Twitter, I have.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. People follow you, man.
No, but I didn't think whoever put that on there would have seen that. I don't have like a big problem. Oh yeah, it's kicked up. We got 18 comments on there. Oh no, but you commented on a couple.
Yeah, I did. I was out there fishing. We good to go?
Sound. Yeah, let's kick it off, man.
Nice.
I really want to use my cans this week. It's a lot, Andy.
Just put them on. Pretend.
I know I should. I will.
Sorry, bro. Like I say, I've no any Wi-Fi here.
What?
but It's what?
Where's your sunglasses as well?
Well, Mama Pats was here. I didn't want to put them on. It'd be disrespectful.
Come on, it's fine.
I left them in the house.
I will say, once my mate Sean, weekend Sean,
Yeah.
came to the house when we were about 16-year-old, and he had his Cristiano Ronaldo big earrings in, and they were all the rage. Sort of
Sean
like,
Moran.
2006, 2007.
Yeah.
Had the big like diamond studs. And like my mum had noticed them, we're sitting here in our tea, and she starts laughing straight in his face. And he's like, "Are those your mum's earrings?" And now this was about it was about 13 years ago, and he never came back to my house after that.
Oh, you hurt his feelings.
I did,
That's
I'm
not
horrible.
nice.
That's my homie. Sean's my boy, man.
Brilliant. Sean is a really nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
I know, I was only joking.
But he did. He used to have, and the thing was, they were diamond earrings in the shape of diamonds as well, like big
Both ears as well. Like.
Really?
And
Oh,
he
he
had
was
the
a-
little Ronaldo haircut.
he
with
was
the
a-
fringy
he was a
bit and
proper-
that.
Oh, that Ronaldo. I keep thinking
Yeah,
of like.
not fat Ronaldo, no,
Cristiano
like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, what kind of haircut did he have? I don't even know.
Oh,
Like about
man, that-
2008, 2009. It was kind of almost like a bit mullety. It had this like weird
Again, that sort of
slopey
that
fringe and
footballer mullet eye was.
Slopey fringe.
I'm gonna have to cut this out the preamble, eh? Pure sitting giving the guy absolute cheek.
That's all right. You'll laugh
Love you,
off
mate.
now. Either that or you'll burst into tears because we've got PTSD.
I know.
By the time my
He'll
mum
be
picked
shaking
him
in the
apart,
corner. Yeah.
Oh, so
his wife's sitting there, "What's wrong with me?" He goes, "Nothing."
It's gonna be a good therapy session for him this week. He's gonna get a lot out of it.
Right, well, we get started then, right?
Fire in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Perth's premier podcast, Monkey Sword Fight, with me, your host, Jordan Patrick, and my co-host, Mr. Michael Dots.
He is I am him.
Podcast daddy.
Podcast daddy. Work with dots also.
Yeah.
When you talk, you will only repeat. Ew. Let's start that over. I just woke up. I had a nap. When you talk, you're only repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. Yeah. It sounds like something a teacher would say to you.
Yeah, so that's something like a teacher out of a film, though.
Yeah.
No actual teachers say things like that.
You got 2 ears and you got 1 mouth. So you're supposed to listen. That's what they used to say in school.
I don't say that to my students.
No, I do not.
So fucking shut up.
Shape up.
It's like, guys, just keep it down, right?
Don't make me.
Then you dodge the
We can
knives.
go for Andy. We can go for Andy to Mr. Macfarlane real quick.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's what I pull out at Blair High.
What'd you say?
Pull it that and a shiv. Aye.
If necessary.
Crash helmet.
Andy back on the ones and twos.
What's happening?
And we're also joined by the specialist of guests. Mama Pats is here. Hi, Mum.
hi.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Mom.
She said to me on the way down, she's like, "You know I'm going to tell you off if you swear too much."
Oh, see, I'm conscious of that too now. I don't want to swear too much.
Come a little bit closer to your microphone.
Okay.
I got to say it to someone. Yeah, Mama Pats is going to come and be our co-host, our fourth. Stop looking all shy.
They can't see her, so you don't have to say that.
I know, but I can tell. Come out of her shell, bring her into the room. How are we, everyone?
Oh, good,
week.
aye.
Good week.
We are well. I am well.
You as I. You as
He is
you.
I'm in. Yeah.
Some good feedback from. Oh, well, come on. First of all, to the important stuff.
Yes.
This week's episode is sponsored by Stevie Mac's Skate School.
Yeah.
One-to-one skating lessons, tuitions for all ages and abilities. Skate club every week, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday. Message me. Oh, fuck, did I do it again?
Oh.
Message Stevie Mac's Skate School on Facebook.
You know what's good about Stevie Mac's Skate School? Because a lot of people, if you didn't grow up, let's say you're a dude and you didn't grow up playing football or soccer, why would you want to send your kid to go do that? I know they're probably into it, but maybe you want to get them into something different. Maybe not rugby, maybe not football. Try out the skate school.
Some kids
Get
aren't
down
even
there.
that bothered by football anymore.
Yeah, that too.
And there's so much more for kids to do. When I was younger, it was pretty much football or rugby.
Pretty much.
But like, I've got kids on my football team now that can't come to the Thursday trainings because they've got street dancing, or they've got hockey, or they've got basketball, or do you know what I mean? There's so many other things for kids to do. So yeah, if your kids are not into football or contact sports, you skateboarding, I go. I used to love it
Yeah.
back in the day.
I don't have the coordination for it.
I didn't either. My mum
Neither
would
did
just shout.
Jordan, no.
And it started. Yes. Brilliant. Shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Mikey Dots has got a list of them there.
Davey Forrett, Callum McLaughlin, Ralphie Roggs. We've seen you amended your pledge, Ralph. We're going to have a word with you. No, I'm just joking. Roddy, Stosh, Andy Henderson, Nate Black, Alistair Cook, and Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Oh, so you're the only person we didn't have to prompt to say, hey, Rachel. Everyone else is kind of looking off like,
I say it when I'm listening
okay.
to you as well.
Half the text messages I get now from my mum are about the show. But with no context. She's like, I don't think I agree with you. I'm like,
huh?
What show is it?
which one are you listening to?
All of them. I don't agree with you about anything.
That's fair. Yeah. Good episode last week with Fidget on.
Excellent, yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I finally managed to finish listening just the other day. Really enjoyed it. Laughed a lot. She texted me to say that she had a few people messaging her saying it's going to be their new podcast that they listen to.
Oh,
A few new subscribers.
Well done.
Some very good numbers. But aye.
Yeah, I
Really
haven't
enjoyed
checked
it.
today.
Really enjoyed it.
It was weird because when she came in, like, she just seemed like very, very meek and very quiet. And then, like, once we got going, like, we were just pulling stuff out of her, and I was like, all right. I knew it was going to be a great podcast when she started talking about the guys in jail, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be great. And it was funny because when I was listening to it back, I was like, hold on, let's explore this. And she was like, okay.
Those haven't listened to our previous guest admitted she had a bit of a crush on guys that have been in the jail, or she did when she was younger.
Yeah.
She had a rule though. If it was a sex crime, she wasn't interested. But almost anything other than that,
Which is fair enough.
she was on board.
So it's like the bad boys. eh?
Right, mum. That'll do.
You know her as well, yeah. You know her as well, yeah.
No, I'm just saying girls like the bad boys.
Oh, you said girls like the bad boys. Oh, okay. Nice guys finish last, I know.
That's why Andy Max cut me with birds than anyone else.
Hey, that's not true.
It is a nice guy.
Sound to be some sort of slut or something, man. No. Not like that at all.
Did you see me? I was driving up Creek Road and you were coming out of the college and I beat my horn. Did you see me that day?
I think it did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because the person in front of me was like looking in the mirror. I was like, no, not you. I'm
You
the
did
guy
that to
coming
me.
out.
You did that to me the other day. I had a fucking heart attack. I was like walking to work half asleep. I was on the phone to Chuff, and I was like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr." I was like, "What are you fucking?" It was just my good.
I tried to beep out the theme tune. I was like, beep, 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 beep. But it just didn't work out.
And like morning traffic as well. So everyone's turning around like, "The fuck's this guy beeping at?"
Oh, my God. Speaking of morning traffic, the Inverarm and roundabout last week, did anyone sit in traffic for probably an hour over there?
No, I tried.
It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. They had traffic lights, temp traffic lights on all
Everywhere.
three of the 4 exits at the Inverarm roundabout, and it was just a nightmare.
Yeah, because they were doing work.
You text me.
Yeah, because they were
to
doing
say-
they were doing work between the BP garage and the bridge just down from
Yeah, they were paving,
on the Dungar
yeah.
Road. So like between 9 and half 2. So it was brutal. I went for a walk.
We went to, well, we'll talk about it later, but we were at Glen Allen College, and then we were driving down, coming back. It was a school trip. We were coming back, and we just sat in traffic. The guy was like, I have to get back. We got back so late. He was like, I had to get off of the roundabout, go back up the bypass, and then come back into Perth like through a different way. It was crazy.
They do it every year. It's the council getting the rest of their budget out.
Oh, okay.
What was it you said to me? It was
It's always the same at the end of the year. They throw money at you. I used to work for the school, and every year you'd be scrimping and saving until March, and then they'd go, here, there's tons of money. And you'd buy shite. You'd
Yeah.
buy so much shite.
Stop swearing.
Oh, look at that. The tables have turned.
I'm well in trouble when I get home. Any other feedback from the other week's show? Anyone else say nothing?
No, I don't have any other
Well,
feedback.
Bestie just said she thought Fidget seemed really sound.
Yeah.
Is
Oh.
she is.
Yeah, she is. I'm sorry. Andy Henderson also said it was a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. It was just one of those ones.
He's
that
a
you-
hard man to
Okay,
please.
he
He
is,
is,
actually,
yeah.
There was a lot of tangents as well. I will apologise well because I noticed my cold blocked nose heavy breathing was. I was sitting there listening to it like, oh
You
man.
sound like
That was some other
sexual
feedback.
predator.
Yeah.
I would have mentioned it. I felt bad because I had to bring it up in the chat, and then Jordan was just like, "Yeah, okay, cool, man." And then I didn't hear from him for like 2 days. I was like, "He's well, taking that badly."
Was it Sunday that you messaged me? Was it Sunday?
No, it was Saturday maybe. Saturday in
Yeah,
the
it
group
was
chat.
Saturday,
Sure, and
yeah.
I've not heard from you for a couple of days.
Saturday. Oh, was it my mum and dad's? I was upset. Nah, but I was thinking it as well.
It was
'cause
funny.
I was thinking about it as well. I was just like, when I was listening back, that was like, oh man, somebody's going to bring that up because it was hellish.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was like, but I'm okay now.
Good.
But I'm staying a semi-safe distance away from the microphone just in case.
Why? So your cold's gone. Did you take anything for it?
No, just
No.
big old glass of hard the fuck up.
My my folks are over. I had to pick them up on Sunday morning, and every time they come over, they bring over these Ester C pills. They're like vitamin C tablets, good for your immune system. I was gonna bring you a couple just to make sure that to break you up. They're huge though. They're like fucking like a little. I don't even know what's like that big.
Like a lozenge.
Yeah, they're like, and you just gotta swallow them down. I was drinking it with my coffee this morning, and I was like,
I blame it on all the public transport I had to take in March because like I
That'll
was
do it.
travelling from work. I'd been around people.
No.
Jeez.
Ugh.
Ugh, germs.
People are full of germs.
I don't like people. Anyway, so what we got in the Mikey Dots? I seen you filled it up.
Not really.
Well, do you want to do sports?
Sports.
Let's get ready to rumble Take him out, son. I mean that. Take him out.
That is one of the craziest stoppages I have ever seen! What's your going to do, Tom? What's your going to do?
I thought that was going to be a quick sports tonight, boys. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be straight into that.
All right, Jordan, get it on. First of all, Mama Pats, what was it like? I assume Papa Pats is a Celtic supporter as well.
Yes.
What's it like? Are you a Celtic supporter also?
I am.
You are? Okay, all right.
Not as much as I used to be. When Henrik left, I kind of lost my way.
King
But,
Larson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
King of
Was he
Kings.
a favorite of yours?
Oh, absolutely.
Who,
Yeah.
who's your favorite Celtic player of all time? You probably
Henrik.
said this. Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was the peak. So he joined in '97. So I would have been 8 by that point. So that was like, you know, when you kind of start actually paying attention to sports.
Yeah.
You know, like before that, it's kind of just background because you can't sit still for that long.
Yeah.
So like he was like the first. So that was right through my peak years. He was there from '97 to 2004.
Okay.
So that was from when I was 8 to when I was 15. So he was like my idol growing up. And then I always used to play as a striker as well. I was never that good, but but like he was like, I remember I cried when he left.
Oh, me too.
And then
Ah.
I was at the game Celtic played Barcelona in the Champions League, and he'd signed for Barcelona,
All right.
and he scored against Celtic, and I was behind
He
the goal.
didn't celebrate.
He didn't
God
celebrate,
love
no,
him.
but I remember because he got the ball played through him, and I was behind the corner. I was like, I can't look at this, and he like just dinked it past Rab Douglas, and he just stood there looking like he wanted to start greeting, and I did start greeting. It was horrible, man. But he was my guy, so he was my dude. So we talk about so the game. Let's talk about the game. Did anyone watch it? Just me?
No, I watched it.
Did you?
No, I didn't watch. By the time I
watched it.
got to work, it was already off. So
It was. Celtic should have buried it in the first half, man. I will talk about the Buffalo. 20 million my hole.
who's the is that Morelos?
Morelos.
Yeah.
They're Rangers
Kind of
fans.
does look like a Buffalo. Yeah.
Aye, but Rangers fans are talking that he's worth 20 million. He's got 6 red cards this season.
5 he's got.
5 red cards this season.
If he was a team on his own in the SPL, I think he'd have the second most red cards.
Aye. And in comparison, do you know how many red cards Scott Brown's had over the last 5 years?
How many?
2. And one of them got rescinded to a yellow. How many Old Firm goals has Morelos
He's
got?
not an asshole, though.
Look, man, look, he plays the game he's meant to go. He went out there knowing that Morelos is a nutter, and he was going to be getting watched as well after the last Old Firm game when he got away with absolute murder. Scott Brown played him like a fiddle.
if you're any opposition manager going into a game against Rangers, the first thing you're telling your players, particularly your centre backs, is nip
Noise
away,
him up.
nip away at him. You know, and that's what goes on in pro football that you don't see. Is these guys are all jostling for the ball, they're all standing there nipping each other. And all,
Thing is,
it all
if you've
goes on, man.
if you've played any
Aye.
amateur football, you know exactly yourself. As soon as I go on, if I'm playing up front, I'm trying to wind up that defender. Just try to get him annoyed to
Clip
see if
his
he'll,
heels.
if
Yeah.
he'll try and give me a bad tackle and I'll win a foul. Or if I'm in defence, I'm trying to noise up the striker to put him off. Giving him cheek, giving him a bit of patter. Scott Brown's, he lives in the heads of those Rangers players rent-free. Rent-free, man. Honestly. But anyway, the game itself, I thought, like I say, I think my old man made this point to me, was that it was almost to the point where it was the same when Celtic played Rangers Ibrox and were 5-0 up with 20 minutes to go. It almost became they were too complacent and they held on the ball a bit too long. You know what I'm saying, Anne? No. I'm not trying to wind you up. I feel like you're looking awfully defensive.
No,
No,
I'm not.
he looks a bit clueless,
I
actually.
am. Yeah. This is all yours because I didn't watch it and I don't really.
What did you think, Andy?
I thought that Celtic did exactly what they needed to do to win the game, and they did all the little bits of skullduggery, the real shithousery, really, really well. They targeted the Rangers players who could be considered loose cannons. The whole, what's his name, Ryan Kent thing.
What happened with him?
So Celtic just
I
scored
think
the second
photograph
goal.
makes it look really bad, doesn't it?
Well,
if
He throws
if he's
the
like that and you'd like that,
Yeah.
that's it.
Oh,
Looks
okay,
like
so
he's
that-
socked on one. Well,
he lifted his hands to him.
The thing you got to remember that is that his arm, after he's pushed him, as BBC Sport put it, was it a push or a shove or a punch? His fist is still closed. You don't push somebody and then close
With a
your
closed
fist.
fist, no.
So he went at him to try and stick a left jab on his chin.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing is like it's
I had to laugh at the Rangers fans who started the GoFundMe to pay his transfer fee.
Really?
And that, I tweeted today that there was something that I thought it was pathetic, because it seems like Rangers fans seem to have come out at
I saw that.
forgetting really that their team's not up to scratch. They're all just talking about how great Ryan Kent is because he tried to stick a left hook on somebody.
my favourite thing that I just seen before I came out here was Stephen Gerrard's press conference today.
What did he say?
He said
I'll find it. It's on.
he said something along the lines of I think I've got it here, but something along the lines of
You're smug tonight. You're
I am
smug.
so smug. Thing is, but they make it so easy. Do you know when like there's no like like a bit of grace in defeat?
Yeah.
Come out, better team won. Stephen Gerrard came out and said, we proved that we were better than the best team in the league for 60 minutes.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean
And then
anything
that's what I'm
at
saying.
all.
Somebody tweeted a photo of the time and it came up with the stats. It was 60 minutes on the clock. Celtic 10 shots on target, Rangers 0. So that's, I'm not sure what game he was watching. Rangers did well to be fair, and I will give
Second
them their
half.
due. They went down to 10 men and Stevie Gerrard didn't tell them to sit back. And they did go at Celtic and they put up a decent fight. Celtic didn't score the second.
Scored a good goal.
Yeah, scored a really good
Yeah,
goal.
it was
Really good
fine.
goal. 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1, okay.
So they brought it back level and Celtic didn't get the winner until the 85th minute. So I've got to give him his due. They went at Celtic, but do you know what I mean? Then Celtic had to go down at 10 men because Bayata pulled his hamstring. But it was a lovely day out.
I think for me, like, the only team I dislike more than Celtic is Rangers. Rangers, for me, have always been the establishment club.
Oh, okay. So the Rangers are number 2 for
Yeah,
you. All right.
yeah. My dad was a Rangers fan. His dad and his dad before that, I mean, they were Masons as well. So, it's...
Got that funky handshake going on.
Apparently so. So my mum says,
We're the
like, we'll speak to
Masons.
Mama Mac in a couple of weeks about this in more detail. But I always just think for the Rangers fans, for a group of supporters who sing, nobody likes us and we don't care, that they're an awfully sensitive fucking bunch. They really are. Really, post 2012, they've become
Oh, yeah,
so
but I think
sensitive, man.
They had this
I don't
sense
get
of
it.
it was because when they found out that no one actually did like them, they really did care.
Yeah.
When all the other teams were like, "We didn't want you back in the league," they're like, "But we're the people."
But I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fair, as a neutral supporter. I think on the Fletcher thing, Celtic probably did deserve to win the game, but
Yeah.
Rangers, I think, gave an all right account of themselves, particularly in the second half. In the first half, they were pretty poor.
Aye.
But I watched it only because I knew that you were probably going to talk about it a lot this week.
I'm
so I
trying
wanted
to
keep
be as
tabs on it.
objective as possible, and I just said something positive there as
You
well.
did.
So
I'm proud of you.
thank you. I've taken on the feedback from and what I want to say though is your topic in here was Scott Brown sucks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Why? Why does he suck, Michael?
Well, he's on the Braw and Noir list today, so do we want to save that for Braw and Noir?
Okay, we'll save that
and
for
then
Braw and Noir.
we'll get into that. Even though I like your and your your comments about it and how that's part of as long as you do it within the rules of the game, that's fine. Gotta do it. He kind of reminds me of Dennis Rodman back in like the Bulls days, where
you
kind
see,
of like
you see it all the time with like D linemen or linebackers or receivers, and they start mouthing off to the guy that's marking them.
yeah,
Do you
it takes him
know
out.
what I mean?
I get it.
Get him in the head.
It's just psychological.
I feel like I'm getting put in the Rangers corner here. I'm just there
You
when they
once-
win. I just want to be there when they win. I don't want to be there when they lose.
Hang on, Mike, because I'm going to turn the spotlight on you in just a second, because I wanted to add this into sports.
All right.
Are you a Cleveland Browns fan now? Because that's the vibe that I'm getting off of Twitter. That you've sacked
Time
him.
out. We said we were going to talk about this now. Okay.
We'll give my mum a wee bit of feedback. So,
Right, okay.
Mike's a New York Giants fan.
Right.
And this player that they just gave a shit ton of money to last year has now just been traded to the historically probably the worst team in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike's really upset about it.
He was a fans player, but not necessarily a ownership's player. He kind of gave them hassle, but the fans loved him. But he gave the ownership and the coaching.
And do you think
hassle.
that's why they punted him then?
Oh, they said no, but 1,000% yes. Yeah. And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's really sad because he's capable of really, really great things. He really is one
So
of the best in his position.
he's a receiver, so like when the boy throws the ball, he's the catches it. But
Yeah.
some of his catches are sensational.
He's unbelievable.
He's
He's
like
great.
the trademark one-handed catch guy.
I have recently. This is like therapy for me now. This
Yeah,
is
let's
good. I
do
think I
it.
need to
Open
talk
up,
about
mate. Vent out,
this.
man.
Thank you
Come on,
guys for
bro.
allowing me this platform to do this. I feel like when I woke up and I saw it on my phone, I was like, "This isn't good." And then I was not happy for a couple of days. I was like, "This is terrible. Why are they doing this?" I've moved on now. The Giants are not the team who I thought they were going to be this year, and that's fine. But the Browns, the the tweets that you're talking about were they had a video of Odell Beckham and now his bestie that he plays for the Browns with now, and they had a video about how they went to high school together and the college together, and then they got separated when they got to the NFL, and now they're playing back together. And I'm like, all right, let's win some games first, and then I'm happy for the Browns to win. I'm happy
What
for
do you
them
mean,
to win.
let's? You're not a Browns fan,
No,
so you can't.
no, I'm talking about them. I'm talking about them. Go win some games, and then you said they were historically bad. It came from you. Go win some games, and then we can start making videos, sentimental videos where tears are coming down people's faces and do all that. I'm happy for them to. I don't care.
Do you think he'll help? Do you think
him?
Aye.
1,000%. That's what kind of hurts. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know he will, because they have such a great team. But go win first. Get a couple of games under your belt, and then we'll.
Great team on paper, though.
Great team on paper, exactly.
Yeah,
and we
on
know what
paper.
happens to those. They lose to New England very early, and then that's the end of it.
And they've got a pretty mean-looking offense, but it's the defenses that win you the championships.
Defense is also great, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But
I can't wait for the NFL season to start.
me too.
Just see what
I'm
happens.
I'm excited. I was just more upset about people giving me shit for him being traded, and I think everyone felt too bad to give me shit. They were like, "Ooh, Mike, your team's not looking too good." I'm like, "Oh man, I was expecting the abuse. I didn't even get it."
Just playing the radio. People are just coming up and giving you a cuddle. Just asking if you're okay.
You all right, hon?
You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine.
PM me.
I actually put my Victor Cruz jersey on eBay the other day too. I was like, "No, I've had it with this team. I've had it with them. Getting all this blue out of my life." Nah, but I mean, it happens. Teams. My voice cracked there, so you know I'm upset. No, it happens. Teams get dismantled. We're in a rebuilding phase, and that's what it is.
I felt
we're in
betrayed
the, we're in the
as well,
same
man.
phase as the
I
Rangers
felt-
now.
I felt betrayed as well, man.
Did you?
I feel you when Frogers left.
Frogers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brendan Frogers.
This is what I get for giving you so much shit.
Yeah, exactly.
for that.
Yeah, this is what happened. Was it not a couple of days later?
was.
Rogers left. Mike's like, "Way!"
That was what I was thinking
went to
too.
the Browns.
That's why I was like, fuck, man, I want to talk about this. But we left it alone that week for almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's come home to roost. Yes.
That's okay, man. But we've got one more sports topic we've been sitting on for a while as well.
Yes.
Conor McGregor. We're a little bit behind the times with this one.
Oh,
but
yeah. This is...
Conor Mac
Yeah.
retired.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, just out of nowhere, just because there was rumours of him having a fight against a guy called Cowboy Cerrone, and then apparently that fell through because they want. Well, UFC said they want. Well, the stories that came out with it, they wanted them to co-main event the thing, so not be the top dog. But he come out and said in a video that was recorded when he was just speaking to some fans, he goes, I would have quite happily co-main evented it. However, I would want rights within the company. So rather than just pay me like a fighter, he goes, I'd want a percentage of the company, which it's a weird
but
one.
Michael Jordan never got a cut of the NBA. Messi doesn't get a cut of the
But did he
Spanish
ask?
league.
No, I mean they
Well, we don't know that. That's a fair point.
But I think it's
they
just
gave
know
Mike.
that.
They gave Mike. Well, they helped give Mike a team afterwards, but that's afterwards. That's a
I think
slippery
it's just
slope
but
when you start
these
giving
as well,
He had
like
shoes
these
though as well, though,
these
didn't
is-
Yeah, he
thing
didn't
is-
need it really.
Did you
yeah.
not see that basketball in America and in football worldwide were already established sports?
True.
Conor McGregor, I looked at it was a photo the other day. The top 5 pay-per-views of the last 10 years.
Yeah, he's like 4 of them.
Yeah, he's headlined 4 of them. Then the other one was Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, but then what happens when Conor McGregor turns into what's his name? Who's the older guys? that
Odell
are-
Beckham.
Ouch. Who are like the older guys that are like Tito Ortiz, and when he starts like not being as good, do you just give the next guy part of the
That-
company?
that
after
already
You know what I mean?
happened.
But that's sports. When somebody retires who's the GOAT, somebody else always comes along.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of Conor McGregor, Mama Pats? Do you like him or is he a bit brash for you?
No, I quite like him. I kind of get what he's doing. He's dead clever.
He
He's
is.
a very
Yeah, he's a
clever
smart
guy.
man.
Yeah.
And he's obviously made his money, and maybe the whiskey's taken off.
Or
so he
he's
can.
made a
you
fortune
know,
on the
Of course.
But that's the thing is, I remember I was listening to an interview with his coach, and after he fought Mayweather, his coach is like, "That's it. You don't fight anymore." He goes, "Why would you need to? Why would you risk the head trauma?" He goes, "You've more money than you can spend in 10 lifetimes. Your great grandkids are set for life. What are you doing?" But apparently he is a fighter. But I think there's a lot of people who are in the fight game don't like giving. I think it happens with a lot of athletes when they're not able to do what they were good at, they struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them start to slide because of the extracurricular activities going on, the movies and the commercials,
The cocaine,
and
That's going. It's the struggle's not there anymore, is it?
yeah, the
I know.
motivation
Well,
to get out of
yeah,
bed and train because
yeah.
you've
Rocky
got
III.
nothing.
Aye,
Nothing.
You
exactly.
see guys like LeBron James, he's a basketball player, and he's 33 now.
Legacy.
Yeah.
That's what
Four.
they're interested in.
But the thing is, he's again he's had that much money that he opened up a school, paid for all the tuitions, the uniforms, like literally it's a
Charter school,
completely completely like he subsidised the whole thing. And he's still making more money. You still see him, he's putting up videos, he's in the gym every single morning, playing full basketball season. Well, no full basketball season this year, but
I know, right? Maybe that's a bad one.
So that's the same with guys like Messi and Ronaldo. You see these guys are still in the gym, still training, still up at 5 o'clock every morning, and they don't have to be.
It's legacy.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's about leaving that indelible mark on your sport where you are the high point of it. You've raised the bar, and it's then up to when you retire, that next generation to come through and look
got
at
to
your
be-
achievements and targets and go and break.
If
through
I
it.
even had a hint of ability, I'd be one of these guys you're talking about what could have been. I'd have made my first million and be like, right, here's that,
See
boys.
ya.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You like living that lifestyle, and you want to make sure that money keeps coming in. He's gonna have that money coming in, so that's fine. He doesn't have to worry about that. I genuinely think like guys like that you mentioned, like the Ronaldos and the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants, they have not something wrong with them, but they have drive that nobody else
Yeah,
has. And they're
definitely.
like, I am
Different
not
aspect,
going to stop until I can physically no longer do this.
They reckon it's a form of OCD, and you
Oh,
start to
definitely.
That would make
it starts
sense,
to
yeah.
develop it in your sort of 9, 10. Then that's when where other kids are going to parties at high school and doing that, you're the one that's sitting playing your musical instrument, or you're the one that's on the basketball court, or you're the one that's
That's why
dribbling around
Scotland
cones
never
on the
provide-
field
that's
till
why-
10:30, 11 o'clock at
Yeah.
night every fucking night.
That's why
It's a form
Scotland's
of
not,
OCD. that.
Scotland's not put out a decent professional footballer for a long time because the drunken culture.
I said that, didn't I? That's
Yeah.
what I thought. I wonder how many great players we've lost to partying in the gear. No,
I
definitely,
know at
yeah.
least
Yeah.
five. I
Kids
don't know
lose
them.
their way in
Like,
this
I don't know
country
them like
because of
as close friends, but I know at least 5 or 6 people to say hello to that at school were on the books of clubs, and then by the time they hit 18 were painter and decorators. No, that's obviously that's not a
shit on
thing,
it,
but at the same
yeah.
time, like they could have been playing professionally. And then you see these boys now as well. They rock up on the Army football pitch on a Saturday afternoon, and you can tell they're better. But they've got a wee bit of a belly on them, and they're not quite as quick, but they've got the ability above the other boys that are sitting playing.
I would say it's the first touch.
Aye.
First touch. Usually where you can spot somebody, even if they're out of shape, wherever you go, he's got a good touch. He can
Aye.
play a bit, you know what I mean?
I love it, man. See
You
when you
need
see
to look at his feet. His
when
head's always up.
you're watching the Army football and a big guy comes on the pitch, And this guy's obviously quite rotund and he's got an absolutely deadly touch. There's nothing better in this world, honestly. And then seeing a big laddie absolutely skinning somebody.
Yeah, when that one time I played with you, there was an older guy that we were playing with, and I was like, God damn, that guy knows what he's fucking doing.
Yeah.
So what's England's excuse then? They see, is it just the amount of people that they have there?
I think
when compared to Scotland.
Yeah, well, the thing is as well.
Well, I think we had this conversation with your dad, didn't we? And were you there?
Maybe no.
It's to do. It's to do with immigration.
Okay.
And people coming from other countries struggled, have come to Britain for a better life. So they want to get further on than the people that are already here. I think that comes and
so the immigrants aren't coming as far north as Scotland, do you mean?
Yes,
Okay,
like
gotcha.
the West Indians in the 50s and 60s when the West Indians came across.
Yeah.
So they came across for a better life.
Yeah.
And so there's always you're always looking to better yourselves, I think, and the same with the Asian population as well. They're all up and coming too. They maybe
drive,
didn't have as much. Yeah. They've got the drive that we don't have.
You see that guys like Raheem Sterling. He's of Jamaican descent, I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his mum's Jamaican, so he's like second generation.
Yeah.
But plays for England. Do you know what I mean? And then as well as that, you see, like the money's just more down there. The technology
Well,
and the
that's the other thing.
opportunities. Do you know what I mean?
But that it can't just be about money, though.
No,
It
but
can't
not
be.
so much about money, but like there's more investment down there. And a lot of different areas, maybe not obviously.
But I think as well that there's a lot of there's a lot more
competition.
poverty in areas as well. Because it's a bigger country.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think,
Remember,
and-
there's 60 million people live in England. There's about 5.8 million people live in
That's
Scotland.
so,
So, I mean, they've
yeah.
got 10 times the size of pool to pick from. Then there are all sorts of other economic and social factors that then play a part in that as well, potentially. So, as your mum's saying, it's like, you have got more kids coming through our second generation who maybe don't have a lot here compared to like ourselves. And then that gives them that extra drive, that extra determination to work harder. I don't know whether it necessarily makes them a better player. I think down in England as well, you've got more competition. And ultimately, more competition raises the bar.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why, you look at the American college sports system. Generally the ones that are making it to the professional sports, they are the best of the best.
Yeah.
And you don't get there by half-arsing it or being just okay at a sport.
Yeah.
You've got to be in it.
It's ruthless.
and in it.
What do we not talk about this?
Same thing.
But I didn't know if I don't know if you're into. Are you into baseball?
I'll watch it, but I won't like. The season's so long. It's 162 games, so it's like
Oh wow!
I don't have.
I like watching the highlights on my Instagram, like big catches
Yeah.
or big hits. But other than that, I couldn't tell you anything about
Yeah.
it.
I like the fails and like the fights in baseball.
Yeah,
When
baseball
everybody
fights
starts,
is
like- They throw
going
the
mad
bat,
at the
yeah,
umpire
yeah,
and that. The guy's like, get out of
and
here,
then
throws his
ping
hat in the
it,
ground.
How can you tell if that person's trying to throw the ball at your face or if he's just aiming for the bat? I mean,
Well, like if let's say somebody gets hit with a pitch, like it's customary if they feel that it's on purpose. It's customary for the other team's pitcher to throw at somebody else when they're up to bat. So sometimes they'll throw the ball behind someone. Like these guys have been playing for so long. If they throw the ball behind them, then they know that they're trying to hit them.
Yeah.
So that's how you know. If it's coming for your head, occasionally sometimes it'll slip if they're pitching. There was no beef before. Sometimes it'll slip and it'll go over their head or do something. But most of the time,
I seen
know
one
what's
where the
going
guy had obviously thrown his third one, and the guy in the bat was just like, "You dick!" Flung the bat and whipped his helmet off and just sprinted at the mound. Anyway, quite tangent, but so the percentage of college athletes, college football is they play for a certain amount of unpaid at these colleges. Well, the colleges earn millions of they have stadium pretty much the size of Celtic Park for these what are effectively non-professional football players.
Yeah.
And like some
Well, they get an education.
Yeah, they get
free education.
Right. Okay.
but some colleges have got bigger support than like professional teams, like the towns and that. So, but then only a small percentage of that's how many teams is there in the NFL? Is it 30 odd teams?
32?
And there's triple that in college teams.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more Division 1 schools, yeah, but then you get Division 2 and Division 3 schools. There's a bunch of college
So,
schools.
once they've played their time at college, they can declare themselves for the draft, which is where they can get picked by the big teams.
You were speaking about this the other week,
We were
were
talking
you?
about our basketball draft. Yeah, it's the same thing
Is
in
it the
American
same sort?
sports.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah.
But only a certain percentage of these athletes. So these people might be unbelievable college football players, but will just not make it in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the percentage of people that actually qualify is. I'm going to
I
find that out.
remember I pulled that stat up. It would have been like about 40 episodes ago, but I remember talking about this, and I gave you guys the stat because we did it at your house, Mike.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I gave you the stat, whatever it was, for the percentage that make it to college football from high school, but then the percentage that then make it to the pro leagues afterwards.
It's
Tiny.
so small.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, your chances of getting through are.
So high school senior players who go on to play NCAA men's football is about 1 in 17 or 5.8%.
That's the one.
And NCAA senior players drafted by an NFL team about 1 in 50 or 2%.
Wow.
So high school senior, so from high school to the NFL, it's about 9 in 10,000.
Jeez.
So
Crazy.
the crazy.
Imagine how many of those players actually have a decent career and aren't just like one and
Sort
done,
of journeyman
or
type of guys,
just like
yeah.
a one contract and done. Or
And that's the crazy thing. When you actually think about it in this country with, say, football or soccer, if you want, right? That because you don't have that collegiate sports system, then if you're good enough, you're old enough. You can have guys who are coming through your youth teams, and if he's good enough to play in the first team at 16,
I know.
any goes.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So a woman that Megan works with, her nephew plays for Inverness Cal and he's 16 and he's played a couple of times this season for the professionals.
wow.
Do you know what I mean? 16 years old, and it's a good learning curve for these boys because and you see a lot of junior players going, if they're younger players and they're in juniors, they'll get told to go and play a season at AMI football just so they can harden themselves up because it's a tougher slog.
You've got to be careful though, because imagine something bad happens. I don't know, but the abuse that they can take.
can hurt
That's
them.
got
Yeah.
they've got to be strong mentally.
But
I think.
a lot of older players retired. I was listening to that Keep the Ball on the Ground podcast with Simon Ferry, the William Hill one.
Yeah.
Really good Scottish football podcast, and you hear a lot of the guys that have come through and said that it shapes them because when they're younger, there doesn't so much happen now. But the youth team players would have to clean the older players'
right,
boots.
aye.
They'd basically be apprentices.
I agree with that. That's good. Yeah.
They'd be apprentices. They'd be pretty much bitches. Just, do you know what I mean? But that's how they.
that's good.
But then you see the players now. As soon as they're 18, they get their first paycheck. They're cutting a boot with their Dolce & Gabbana wash bag and their
Yeah, but some of
headphones.
you've got to remember, some of these kids, at 17 who are playing for Man City, look at that Phil Foden. Now, he's getting a few appearances in the first team, but he's probably on about 40 grand a week.
That's what I'm saying. It's
£1,000 a week.
At 17.
That's crazy. But then you've got the boys in the youth team. They might be on a youth team contract at Chelsea of £3,500 a week.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of
nearly
money.
14 grand.
Do you know what I mean? So
a month.
it's a bit of humility getting taught to the boys. A lot of the guys now, especially Scottish pros, say that shapes how you play. Because the older boys will give you some amount of stick, but it's nothing compared to what you're going to get for the opposing players when you go on the
If you're
pitch.
good enough, you're old enough. That's the way I see it. If you're good enough to play and you're good enough, upstairs, between your ears, then you're good enough to go out.
Well, that's one
And
thing.
you shouldn't be focusing on the crowd anyway. You should be focused on your game, focused on your teammates, focused on what's going on the pitch. Not with some.
Well,
Yeah,
you-
but
that's
that idiot
easier.
in the stands.
Easier
Yeah.
than
I know,
done
but
for a
it is at that
16-year-old.
age. That's
You're talking about Morales who couldn't keep his hands off someone. Imagine
But
a 16-year-old kid
but look
getting
at,
the
like,
shit from
boys
someone.
boys like Kieran Tierney. He's a prime example. Doesn't go drinking even now, and that's why he's come right through from the youth team right up to the full team.
But that's what we were speaking
Yeah.
about earlier. That's that dedication, isn't it? That's
That drive. But then you've got boys like
yeah.
Morelos. Just they say, folks,
But
say
he was also good enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a-
Morelos is 20-year-old, but still, that's a lot to learn. Do you know what I mean? People are like, he was getting wound up by Scott Brown. It's like, but that's something you've got to learn because especially if you've got a hot head, you're the one that's getting sent off. Do you know what I mean? So you can't let
be
that
cool.
red rag
Yeah.
come over you. Like I've seen it. I've only ever seen it once on an American football pitch. I've only ever seen one guy get ejected, and he headbutted one of the running backs. Like once the play had stopped, and
One
the
of our
running,
guys?
yeah, it was Liam Thompson. Was it Thompson? I don't know if you played with him.
Okay.
But it's just the play went off and the guy stuck leading him, and Liam just went, "The fuck you did that for? That's you off the pitch now." Do you know what I mean? Like,
Just start clapping with someone. Just like, oh, get him out of here.
sunshine. But aye, That was a good long sports. Jump straight into it.
Rachel's going to hate that.
Sorry, Rachel.
Hope you're still with us, Rachel.
Right, what else we got? We got some.
You can't have no sniffling and a short sports. You got to have one or the other. You
I know.
what I mean?
Well, she's
Take a pick.
exactly. Aye. I've seen. There's been quite a few good ones here, Mike. I've been reading. I love reading through your. Reading through your the things you throw in. Because I'm always just excited to find out.
What do you got?
Talk me through my shite Glaswegian accent,
Oh,
Mike.
okay. Yeah, I can. So I almost caused the first fight, I think, between Connie and I. Just because I've been working on just like a Glaswegian accent that, and I've just been saying shit around the house.
Have you just been standing in the mirror like practicing?
No, I just say it around the house. But then she stopped me the other day. She was like, "Why do you keep doing that?" And I was like, "Sorry." So I sent her a voice note today, like just doing it. But it's like certain words that I say, and maybe it'll morph into a character on the show one day. Who knows? But the word is Saturday, so it's Saturday.
Saturday.
And so I sent her a voice note today, but it was, "Today is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. After that, it's Monday."
That's not bad.
Is it good?
That's not bad, actually.
All right.
That's better than some of your actual.
better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, there we
It's
go.
a little bit sinister for some reason, though. I don't know why.
It's like that. Who's the comedian, the Glaswegian comedian? What's his name?
Kevin
Frankie Boyle?
Bridges.
Kevin Bridges. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I don't know where I.
Sunday.
So
I like that, Mike.
So just picture me just like strutting around the house shirtless, probably had some whiskey or something, and saying "Saturday, Saturday," and Connie's like, "Shut up!"
It's Saturday. I can see how that might get a bit tiresome after a while.
Yeah. So she wasn't happy about that.
I don't know. I've taken on one of my dad's traits of just bursting into song at random phrases, and that used to drive me mental when Dad did it, and now I do it, and like I can't help myself.
He does it in the morning as well. He wakes up and he says, "What song's in your head? This is in my head." And he puts it into my head. So I have a perfectly good song in my head and he puts his song in my head. Earworm, you call it, isn't it? Earworm.
Earworm.
What's Papa Pat's been singing recently? Do you know?
God, what was it? It was a Take That song.
No, it wasn't.
He's gonna listen to this and be like, "What?"
Papa Pat's loves to take that, man.
He loves Take That. Oh,
Didn't he,
dear.
man? Papa Pat's came in proudest punch with his new handbag he got for his birthday.
Handbag,
He
man bag.
loves a man
Man
bag.
bag.
Man bag.
Oh.
Right, please explain more.
Papa Pat's loves his man bag, but it's not like your one, Andy, kind of like the proper over the shoulder.
That's a laptop bag.
Aye,
that's
well, it's
why.
not like that. No, but you know what I mean. But his is like a proper. It's not. It's like
Like a pouch.
aye,
A
it's
merce?
a pouch.
Well, it's
Aye.
a bag like that.
Aye, it's a
With
handbag.
lots of, aye.
What's a wee thin strap that
Aye,
goes
yeah, aye.
Well,
over the
it's
shiver?
like the
Over the
web kite.
Do his
kind
shoes
of
match it, or is it?
Oh man,
Yeah.
So is it just for traveling, or is it just carrying
this
boots?
is day to day.
All right, cool.
He loves it.
What's he keeping in it?
Keeps his wallet in it.
Cigars.
Cigars, his lighter.
Can I just make it clear? I'm cool with this. I didn't know that was cool to do. I'm so cool with carrying a
It's
bag.
cool to do if you're 6'2" and you get called Big Pats by everyone in Perth. Like,
I'm
still-
6'2", but I don't
I
get called
see
big
loads
anything.
of folk with them now, loads of guys with them now.
know, it's
And I'm
not-
sure they're not all gay.
Maybe not out the closet gay, but
Not yet.
I just didn't get it.
Nah.
It was Papa Pat's birthday on Sunday, so happy birthday,
Oh,
Dad.
happy birthday, Papa Pat's.
It was.
I'm thinking it's maybe not a bad idea because I actually lost my wallet a couple of
Oh.
days. Well, when I say I lost it, I've just not been able to find it.
Misplaced.
Misplaced.
Yeah, but the thing is, I just got a brand new bank card that started on the 1st of April. April Fools. So can I find my wallet? In Dafty. So
See
maybe
it.
I'm needing a wee man bag.
Stevie Mac, he cuts out with a fanny pack.
Aye, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
Aye, you
they're
can-
big now.
Coming back. Yeah.
They're
Man
big
bags
now.
are kind of cool.
People
aren't
with
they?
Bum bag.
Cool.
bum bags
Aye.
strapped across their front.
Yeah, I
See,
like
Stevie
that.
Mac's always cutting out with
That's
his
folk who just got woken up by Joe Rogan. Actually. they're all so woke now. They're wearing bum bags.
Woken up.
A bum
Woke
bag
as
goes
fuck.
around your waist. I don't know about like the over the shoulder job.
I think they're starting to put it like that now.
Yeah, that's the thing now.
Aye,
just buy
when
one
we
with
were
a
in
massive
Glasgow.
waist on it.
Strap
over the shoulder.
I've seen like bum bags with like hairy like navels around them because you're supposed to wear them around your your
Oh my
front.
God.
Right.
I
So
want one of
that's
those.
merch. Monkey sword fight bum bags. Who's want one?
We'll get Mike's navel on there. There we go. Do that.
No, thank you.
Reevy, can you make bum bags? Let us know.
Hook us up.
Speaking of Reeby, the shirts are selling like hotcakes. What do hotcakes sell that well? That's been a saying for so long. I don't know.
No, come.
I assume hotcakes are pancakes. Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
imagine maybe that was something during like the Depression. It was just hot, stodgy food that people needed or they'd die.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know.
But anyway, T-shirts flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I'm not that old.
I didn't look. I'm just looking around the room.
I think
Take it outside,
getting
you two.
aggro.
I think because I've got a wee box. I think I've got about 5 left. I think we'll just give one away tonight to their Patreon subscribers. Why the fuck not?
Oh. Right. Well, what we'll do.
Yeah, I think we should.
Right. What?
Just a wee thank you.
Let's do it right now. Right. What we'll do is we've got 9. So, Mama Pats is going to pick a number between 1 and 9, and that lucky person is going to get a free T-shirt.
I'm going to insert a drum roll here.
Number 5.
Big Stosh!
Hey!
Oh.
Stosh.
Fuck, he was wanting to buy one. He's not paid me for it yet.
Next person.
Yeah, fair enough. That's
Stosh
number
wins.
5.
Number 5.
Yes,
1,
number
2, 3, 4, 5. Stosh wins a free Monkey Sword Fight T-shirt.
Oh, way.
Insert
Hey.
applause here. There you go. Sorry, just go off on a tangent, but yeah. So we've got 4 left for sale. They're all XLs, but if anybody wants a size other than an XL, please send us a message. We'll get it ordered up, and it'll be
We'll
with
hook you
you
I want one.
ASAP.
Mama Pats wants
You
a
don't need
V-neck.
to pay for it in advance. We'll do it on tick till Friday.
On tick.
On the
Till
arm.
Gyro.
So well
I'm
done, Big
collecting the
Stosh.
tick.
So that was Braw.
Andy's going to send the heavies around if you don't pay him on time. The heavies. Yeah, that was Braw.
You know what else is Braw?
Is Braw and all, bro?
Raw or no? Raw or no? Raw or no?
Boosh. Right. Hiya.
We had one from last week. Do you mind being on camera? We might go
No,
Facebook
no,
Live. Are you
it's
okay?
okay.
All right. I ask
We've done
everyone
a wee
that.
Facebook Live in a while.
I
Actually.
know, yeah. I just got new data today. That's why I had to re-up my data. We had one from Jay West, Big Jay West.
Sup, Jay?
He's another guy that can wear whatever he wants to get away with it because
'cause
he
he's
is a large man.
Terrifying.
Bro, no, Dungeons and Dragons, the tabletop RPG game. Dungeons and Dragons, bra or no?
I've always wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Really?
I
haven't.
a couple of boys that work in my office down south, they play it, and like it might be crap. I think it'd be a great laugh. Sitting with a couple of your boys, get the beers in.
I think it's supposed to be quite serious, so I don't think it's supposed to be a laugh.
Me too.
Quite-
I love turn-based strategy, but because I don't like fantasy stuff, I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. Shit. I play Civilization 6,
Aye.
which is very similar, turn-based strategy, all that. But
I'd
yeah.
like to get a bash, but like I don't know anyone who does it. Apart from there's the wee comic book Warhammer shop just off South Street. And sometimes I like to make Megan stand by the window and just watch them freeze. There's a woman at the window. What do we do?
Oh my God.
I keep thinking I'm just going to send you in there one day and I'm just going to watch.
Don't send
them
her in
off.
there. She won't come out. Tie her up in the basement.
She'll be able to walk out whatever she wants because nobody will make eye contact.
there is a podcast called Committee Quest, which is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. I've never listened to. Well, I have listened to it, but only 2 episodes, because on both episodes they used all my music in the episodes. I was like, "Oh, you're selling!"
Yay.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of Dungeons and Dragons like that fantasy stuff. But turn-based strategy, yeah,
see, I like-
I'm going to
'cause I
say
like-
Braw, man, because
Aye.
folk looks
That's
like a good time.
it's just
doing
taking
it.
a turn.
I love
that
playing Risk, man. I've got Lord of the Rings Risk. That's a great laugh. But I'm going to say Braw as well.
Yeah, bro for me.
I'm going to say no. I don't
Oh,
think
shit.
that it's... sorry. I didn't think this was going to go this way. This is weird.
It's all right. It's in the Brawl of Fame
Okay,
anyway.
Brawl
It's in the
of-
Brawl of Fame. All right.
Sound right.
Mama
next.
Pass, did you say you like that? Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
Okay, there you go.
Stevie Mac's up next.
Oi, oi.
Stevie Mac, Strawberry Daiquiris. Braw.
Braw.
Brawl all the way around.
Brawl.
Nobody's going to say no to that, right? Love a strawberry daiquiri.
Mama Pats was wondering what there was to drink in the studio. I says, there's usually booze down there.
You want a shot? There's something over there. Oh, where is it?
You're not brought your...
Oh,
I bought
no.
tea. I bought a flask with hot water in it.
Oh,
Let me get a cup of tea if you want, Mum.
I will do.
there are clean cups outside.
I bought a cup as well.
We finished the Voddy a couple of nights ago.
Oh, I was
Friday,
promised
maybe?
drink.
I didn't say promise, I said there's usually booze here.
No,
No.
I think there's a Malibu outside.
Yeah.
but-
I will say a quick tangent. So I went up to the Abbotsford to watch the second half of the Celtic game. Met my dad and my mum was showing up. They were going to Glasgow for a night. And my mum walked in with a bag. I was like, what's in this? Because it's my drinks for the train. 6 tins of lager and a full bottle of Havana Club for an hour journey to Glasgow. Aye. That's Braw.
You tell me Papa Pat's likes a scoop anyway.
Aye.
Papa
That's what I'm
Pat's
saying.
like a wee scoop as well, aye.
Wee scoop.
What's your drink of choice?
It's Bacardi and Havana Club.
Okay.
Not together.
Or tequila on the rocks.
Ooh, love tequila.
Like a bit of
What's your favorite
tequila.
tequila?
Just the one.
Any?
Just any.
Give
I'm
us-
not that
See, I feel-
connoisseur of it.
I feel
yeah.
my love of the drink, the reason for that is becoming evident. Just the creature.
Rachel says a woman after my own heart. Oh.
Hi, Rachel.
We saw. Hey, that's two, Rachel. So when we were in, I was gonna say Mexico, but we were in Glasgow. We had a coconut. Or there was a coconut tequila bottle on the table. Oh. And I was like, I've never tried that. I think I would like to try it.
I think that would be dangerous.
I think it would be very dangerous.
I can't drink
I
tequila.
think I'd end up spewing somewhere.
It does give me a really sore head, but it's good fun.
I've not been able to drink. I think I've told this story before. Since me and my pal had a competition to see who could drink the most tequilas in an hour. Nobody won in that situation.
Nobody wins.
I drank
There's
the
no
most, but
winners.
no one won that. So is that a resounding Braw for the Daiquiris?
Yeah.
Banging.
Gaza Monroe says, "Get Mama Pats and the Bud Lights." Sure, Mike's got a few lying around.
Hashtag Blue Steel. What's happening, Blue
You
Steel?
know what was funny? I saw when I was when we were at work at the place that shall not be mentioned. I saw there's like this glass cubicle in the Link building, in the middle building, and I guess that's where people who walk in come in, and then you can help them out. And Gary was sitting in there, and I walked by like 3 times trying to get his eye contact, like, "Hey, Gary!" I just wanted to press myself up against the glass, like, "Ah, Gary," but I didn't want to get him in trouble.
He's a local legend, guys.
Shagger. Anyway, right, next one up is this is not so much a Braw, no, but Mark Miller's went full circle this week.
Okay.
And
Right.
Mark Miller last week, he is a car salesman.
Oh, is
He's
this the guy for the? Is he now with?
It's okay.
They wouldn't hear it, but aye. But he had a arse of a customer last week, so he's now put up sound customers that bring you gifts. That's pure Braw.
Oh, that sounds like folk that come on this podcast.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Bought some-
love it.
Mama Pats has bought some chocolate bombs for us this week.
Chocolate bombs.
Yeah, just so you know, don't come on the show without bringing us something.
We'll be munching those out. Oh, she want to get them open. Okay, get them open.
Yeah.
Show the people. Show the
Yeah.
people.
Can I say, because Jordan brought those just a couple of weeks ago, and I don't really like marshmallows. And then when I ate those, I was like, I like marshmallows now. And I also have marshmallows. I'm going to tell a story in a bit, but marshmallow story, remind me about that.
Right, okay, so I'm just going to say that's Braw. Sound customer, sound Braw. Everyone in?
Of
Yeah.
course, that's
Aye,
Braw.
Braw.
That's Braw.
Next one's here, Hot Rod. Shout out to Hot Rod. These bush hat things, Braw or no? It's a no from me. I'll put the picture up on
What's
the...
a
Yeah,
bush
we'll
hat?
post a picture on the Facebook page as well for people who are just listening and not on the Facebook Live just now.
I've got one of them.
Do you?
Do
So-
actually look?
Well,
Yeah,
I'll be good. We're up and
it's a
running.
bra.
It's
for
a Braw
me.
from Mama Pat's.
Absolutely.
See if you can pull it off. Go for it.
That's what I wrote on there. I was like, it takes a special kind of man or woman to pull that off. So yeah, if you can pull it off, go for it. Why not? Dive in.
I don't think that hat should be allowed.
Okay.
No, hang on, hear me out. I don't think you should be allowed to wear that hat unless you're cutting about in the jungle.
Okay.
I didn't want to see you cutting about down on the high street, like, in that. That's...
Is it all right at Rewind then?
Festivals.
Yeah.
Festival. It's a kind of festival
I think
It
thing.
looks like you're in the woods and...
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
waterproof,
let that
isn't
one
it?
pass.
Yeah, absolutely. It's leather.
You need that.
Yeah.
How much did this run you?
I think I got it at the bike show, the motorbike show, a couple of years ago. It's about 20 quid or something like that. It wasn't dear.
I may get one. I'm a hat guy.
I don't. That's,
Nah, I
not,
can't
that's
pull
not
it
Is
for
that called
you.
a deer stalker?
No for you.
Is that not a deer stalker? No.
That
No,
looks like
that's
a
a
Crocodile
Stetson
Dundee,
type. Aye,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah, Crocodile Den heel. We'll definitely put a picture on the Facebook page. It's already on there, but we'll put a bigger one on there. Maybe
So,
that's-
yes, I will just say the caveat to this is I'm going to say Braw. But Roddy Bader, so Mike Dots, but only a special kind of man can pull this off. And Hot Rod replied, said, yes, and if you're not a cowboy / farmer, you're getting ripped. Not my mother, Hot Rod. Sound as fuck. Next one up was Billy Morrison. Shout out to Billy.
Hey, Billy.
This is a good one.
Buses to travel long distance, i.e. Dundee to London. Price says Braw, comfort says no.
Billy, that's my debate every day. Price says no, comfort or something says no.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Aye.
It's a long journey.
See,
like.
I reckon that would ruin my entire trip to London because my back would be in absolute pieces.
Yeah, but then you've got to think of it this way. If you were, say, to fly from Edinburgh to London, you're going to have to drive to Edinburgh, which is going to take you about an hour and a bit to get to the airport. And you need to be there about an hour before your flight.
At least.
So you might as well add an hour and a half, couple hours. That's 3
Absolutely.
hours, plus all your pissing about, then flying, then arriving. I mean, you could be looking at 5.5 hours by the time you're arriving.
Yep.
So a train, the bus is what, like 11
And then
hours?
you've got to get from
You'll
the
see-
airport to wherever you're going.
I travel quite a bit in my work now, and I flew down a couple of times, and I've now started getting the train, mostly because my work's spring for first class, ken yourself.
Nice.
But
Hell yeah.
you only save yourself about an hour door to door by flying.
I used to go down to London, and when Paul was wee, me and him used to go down. We were going somewhere else, but we'd have to go to London to get to wherever we were going, and that's I couldn't afford to do anything else. That was what I did.
I've done the train and I've done flights from when I used to live down there, and I have to say, like, doing the train's probably better. I used to do a sleeper.
Aye. See, I
Awesome.
prefer the trains now because it's just
Oh,
comfy.
trains
You
too.
can
But
get
you
up,
can get
go
up
for a
and walk.
stroll.
Yeah.
You can sit down comfortably. You're not pure like crammed in. I don't know, because budget airlines and that. You're a tall guy as well, Andy. It's not the comfiest place in the world to be.
No, it's not.
So I'm going to say, came up Braw. I'm going to say Braw.
Yeah, but I agree.
Come
If you
on,
can't
save
afford
yourself that
anything
money.
else, why not?
Aye,
I've had to choose between that and flying.
I bet you've not got the choice.
not a
No,
choice.
I know.
Is
I
the
think I would have to say Braw, just because you can. Some of them you can get for like a quid
Yeah.
on the megabus.
No,
All right,
megabus.
boys, megabus
the
to
mega
London.
bus.
I'm gonna
There's
say
no toilet. There's nothing. Right.
I'm gonna say no because there was an incident on a megabus that I had.
Okay.
All right.
Not an incident, but I wasn't going very far. I was only going to Glasgow. This is when I first moved to Perth. I was going to see some friends in Glasgow, and I had a couple of drinks before I got on the bus. I had to use the bathroom so bad. Went to the bathroom, and it just looked like a brown broth was in there. And every time the bus hit a bump, it just swayed left to right. And it almost went on my sneakers. And I was like, oh, no, I got to get out. Gotta hold it.
I was coming back for the Scottish Cup final in 2014, and the train had been cancelled and a bus had been put on. So you had a megabus full of about 40 drunken guys and ladies
Shock.
who'd been drinking all day. So as you can imagine, like, more and more people started to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But so I managed to hold off until about maybe 20 minutes inside the Perth. And I got to the point where I was like in physical pain. I was like, I'm going to have to go. But one of my pals had told me was that the flush wasn't working. So it was just like a sway bowl,
Soupy.
of piss. So like you say, you're sitting there and terrified the whole time because like one big bump in this road,
Yeah, finish.
and I'm never going to
You're
live
covered
like
in whittle.
Pushing a ball.
That's true. Could have done.
He's done that before.
We've all done it before.
There's a story
Yeah,
here.
there is. Do you want to tell her a lie?
It was years ago. They were the kids were wee, and we were taking. What were we doing? We were going to
There was some-
Edinburgh Airport.
Yeah. You got lost.
No, we
but-
weren't. We were going to the SeaWorld. The SeaWorld. Is it SeaWorld?
No, that's not how I remember. I remember we were doing something and we had to drop somebody off. I think it was dropping someone off at the airport.
I think it was maybe Lynette, actually.
And then it was my cousin Lynette going back down to England, and there was roadworks. So
You know, when the bridge was completely shut and it was, you were stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Well, I missed the turn off. When we were coming back, I missed the turn off.
we're stuck in this car for
And we
about
were
2
stuck.
hours.
And they were, Jordan's like,
I'm pretty sure I didn't say it like that.
Bursting.
Pretty sure you probably did.
I still sound.
I don't feel well. I've got a runny nose.
I've got a Lucozade bottle, do it in that. Yeah.
Well, we've all been
But
there,
then-
man.
I've been there.
It got that stressful. She ended up taking me and my wee sister to Sea Life World because once we eventually got on the other side, it was the first place you could pull in. So me and Joe were like, yeah, and Mum was like, the other time I remember I've seen my mum that stressed out was the Christmas tree. So we had, my dad was away with work, and me and my
No,
wee
he
sister.
wasn't. He was away on a Christmas night out.
So we pestered my mum to get the Christmas tree up, and it was too big and it wouldn't go in the pot, and it kept falling over, and we eventually managed to get it to fit, and then we went out.
No, we decorated
We
it.
decorated it. Then did we go out and came
We
back
went
an
out
hour
and came
later
back.
and walked in the living room, and this tree's falling over again, and my mum just stopped there and she went, "Go up the stairs." We're like, "Do you want a hand?" She's like, "Go up the stairs."
And they just hear thrashing about when you fuck Christmas!
Those were the days. Anyway.
Blair McGregor is just giving Braw now on the fly. The Middle Island Aldi. Braw, going for a milk, come out with a gazebo.
I think we've touched on this before, and every time it comes up, I'm just really annoyed that Megan won't let me buy a chainsaw. But it's down from 75 quid to 50.
It's a steal. There's also Adam Linton on the check-in. It says, "Das show, guys. Good to hear the Perth accent. I get the pish ripped out of me here in Glasgow."
Fuck Glasgow.
You saying that about my... no.
I'll take you on Saturday, boy.
I just did my my Glaswegian impression. You're going to have to listen to the podcast to hear it, though.
Right, anyway, moving along.
Mike.
Bark, right, shout to Bark. I don't get this one. The nomadic lifestyle.
Yeah. That's why I was like, are you on tour or something? I thought he was in a bit.
You just want to be a man of the woods. I don't know. I like Wi-Fi, so I'm alright.
I'd love to do one of those things like where you go off the grid for like a month. Like,
Yeah.
You see these people who just like stopped and then went and built like cabin in the woods and erased their digital footprint and just went completely off the grid. I think there's something.
Go hunting for your meat and everything, right?
Yeah, self-sufficiency, man.
You'd love that. I'd love that for a little while, too. I'll come.
man.
How long do you think you would last, though?
I
I would like to do it myself, but how long do you think? I don't know.
As long as I had something to keep me entertained, I think, I'd be all right as long as I had a guitar or something, though.
Yeah, well, if you had, like, your music and stuff, if you had, like, your... Well,
You'd need
had
to
no
see
Wi-Fi,
what could you take. That would be the...
That's like that
thing.
desert island
Could you
disc
take?
thing. You should do that for the Patreon one time. Your five albums you'd have to take on a desert island with you.
And then your special item. Yeah.
And just rip off that entire premise. Yes!
Are you kidding me? This whole show's a rip-off or something.
The nomadic... Yeah, it depends how long for. I'd get bored. I get antsy. I'm no
get
use
bored
by
too.
myself.
You'd need to have company.
I need somebody with me. I'm no use by myself like, at all. I just get restless. I get bored.
Yeah.
I'm not very entertaining. I don't know if anyone's noticed.
I've noticed.
I'm really happy doing stuff on morning, keep myself entertained
Me
for,
too.
Me too.
for fucking hours, man. I'd be happy.
Yep.
So Braw for
I'm
me.
going to say no.
A bit off for me too.
I'll say Braw as well. I like having some... I need my time on my own or I get cranky.
Well, see, I don't mind a bit of time on my own, but like I'm talking
5
maybe
minutes.
maybe an hour. I'm better now.
She knows a boy.
She does.
Do you think you'd be all right with no Twitter or that, no social media, Mike?
You know what?
Did you not do it for a few days?
I did
you
like,
manage?
like
Yeah.
8-9 days, yeah. I
Well
was struggling.
done. That's really good.
I was struggling, no, but it brings peace not looking at that stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And not having random facts jammed into your head and stupid videos. So yeah,
I don't know. See a thing about especially Twitter. Sometimes I scroll through and I read nothing. Like, I'm scrolling through at that much speed. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know if it's just muscle memory. Like, I'm not even looking at anything.
Gotta get those thumbs moving, bro. That's what it is.
Here we go. Craig McCaffrey, Scott Brown. Well, he's put Scott Brown on Sunday, bro. So let's just go for Scott Brown.
So I made this comparison earlier about to Dennis Rodman, and it was cool because I supported the Bulls during that time. So when he was getting knocked over, getting rebounds, and flopping all over the place, and getting technicals, and getting other people getting technicals, I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's because how my team win. But he just seems like an asshole to me. Like he just seems like he's just always over celebrating stuff. He's playing up into the crowd. I did think it was funny about how somebody went to the police saying Scott Brown is fucking gonna get someone hurt because he's celebrating. He's playing to the crowd. I was like, all right, buddy, take it easy. All
That's
right?
what
Such sensitive.
I know that.
God,
Sweet
man.
man.
God, for God's sake.
I said this to my mum earlier. Is he's the type of guy that you'd kill for him to be on your team.
Yes.
But if he's on your opposing team, you cannot stand the very sight of him.
Erase Scott Brown, insert Sergio Ramos.
Aye.
Yeah, completely just interchangeable. They're both just a couple of dicks.
Look at
They're the kind of boys you want on your team.
Ramos, Paul Gascoigne, Vinnie Jones, Nacho Novo. Do you know what I mean? Take your pick. There's a team.
Mark Haitley.
Every team has had one at one point or another.
Absolutely.
You have them on
Having my tea now.
Go ahead. Tea break.
a hockey team's got a goon. Do you know what I mean? Someone who's specifically there to start a row.
I don't like him. I'm saying no.
I have to say, Braw, because he played them like a fucking fiddle, man.
Aye.
And that listen, the mental aspect of the game is just as important as the
Absolutely.
physical aspect of the game.
It's as well,
Sorry,
see as
but
well.
it is.
It's very rarely you'll see him.
Pains me to say that,
It's
but Scott
very
Brown.
rarely you see Scott Brown rising to somebody.
There was a time though.
The thing is, there was a
He's-
time when he
he's
was
went
younger,
through all
but
of that,
he's
so-
mature.
How old is he?
Yeah.
He's in his 30,
33,
33.
33, something like that now.
Well, like you see, you
Getting
seen
on a bit.
the pictures. The boy Scott Arfield celebrating behind him at Ibrox, doing his signature celebration to Bruni.
Yeah.
Right into his face. He just walked away. You know what I mean, get your head down. But that's the difference.
Sorry.
a milk out.
Yeah, I think that is a fair point. You know, when Celtic got beaten back in November at Ibrox, yeah, the Rangers players all celebrated and on the pitch quite hard in front of them, but there was none of the sort of stramash, if you will, that there was at the end of the game there. Again, like,
That's it's three.
I feel like I'm
It's three-
sounding like a Celtic supporter here. Far from it.
You
but
do.
I just,
You're-
but I
you're-
just
you're
can't.
shocking me
When-
today.
when
I
you
just
look- when you actually look
can't
at the-
disagree
No,
with
you
it,
see
man.
the irony of it.
When you look at the stats, Rangers had 3 red cards.
Okay, we're not going into bashing the
Right,
Rangers
we've done that.
again.
I'm going to
Alright.
say, Braw. Scott Brown is my hero. I love him.
Braw.
Braw.
I'm saying
Braw.
that.
I'm going to say
Another one on the fly. Mothers on podcast. Bra or nah from
Bra.
Gavin Patrick.
Hi, Uncle
God.
Gav.
Hi, Gav.
We'll have to say
He's
bra
ju-
here,
he's
so I'll
just
say bra.
he's just jealous.
What's next up on the list?
Right, we've got that's a long one. Ralph Rogalski,
Ooh, Ralphie Roggs.
Post Malone.
Ooh. We might have had...
he's all right.
You
He's
don't know
all
who
right.
Post
Yeah.
Malone is. He's a. Would we call him a rapper?
rap, R&B...
An R&B singer.
Yeah.
Is he American?
Yes.
He is.
Okay.
He looks like he needs a wash.
Definitely heavy face tattoos. He has one that says "Leave me alone" over his left eyebrow.
All right. No, you
Which
have
people
to show me a
tend to when they
photograph.
see that. Oh, wait there, I'll get a photo up.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's very clean.
All right. Okay.
Is that not quite
But-
is that not like a thing about him? People have said that he smells.
Yeah, but I think it was made up, but it just kind of went with it on
It
Twitter.
looks like, if you see him, he looks like he smells.
No, he doesn't.
He drinks Bud Light, so he's cool with me.
Uh-huh.
Look at that one.
I was just really interested in his musical taste.
He looks kind of
Yeah.
like an opera singer or something like that.
He does a little bit, yeah.
Kind of,
Like a punky Pavarotti, aye.
something like that.
What were we saying about his musical taste?
Punky Pavarotti.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Oh,
But-
boy.
That's a look and a half. Can we just get that up there?
Oh, boy.
He looks a bit like my mate Sean Ahmed.
He's a Buzz
does.
Lightyear's like
He
him.
looks a wee bit like
Buzz
Sean there.
Lightyear. Oh, the Bud Lightyear.
A
aye.
Bud Lightyear, Buzz Lightyear.
No, I saw an interview with him and he was just talking about, some of the music that he listens to. I was just really surprised at some of the artists he said influenced him.
Like who?
Guys like Stevie Ray Vaughan and stuff like that. I was like, "Fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan, you listen to that Post Malone?" I was like,
He's from
"That's not-"
Texas, I think. Yeah, so...
Yeah, well, so Stevie Ray Vaughan, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, see,
he's an absolute legend. But I
Going
was
on his
just
going on his
shocked.
music, I've not listened to loads of his music, but going on the songs of his that I've heard, I'm going to say Braw. I quite like a couple of those songs. It Better Now is a really good tune.
Very good song.
Really nice song.
He had a good Hot Wings episode as well.
Oh, was he on
His
that?
Hot
Oh,
Wings- his
that's
Hot
on my
Wings-
list this week, actually.
His Hot
too.
Wings episode was,
It's a
was pretty
YouTube
good.
channel where people go and eat hot wings with a varying degree of hot sauce.
All right,
Till
okay.
it gets to the point where they're like, that Terry Crews went off in
Well,
tears
they
pretty much.
have a one-to-one interview.
Right.
which is
It's
kinda
quite
what
funny.
makes
So,
it-
so
yeah.
people are melting, and the guy who's doing
And
the
this-
interviewing is just like, so we saw that you did this last week, and everyone's like, oh my god, I'm melting. Shaq did one like about a week or two ago.
not seen his
Oh,
yet.
man,
I've,
it's
I've
so
seen that.
funny.
It keeps popping up, but I've not watched it yet. Well, I'm going to say Braw for Post Malone.
Definitely brought. He's had probably not his second album, his first album. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, his first album was one of the best albums that year. I think it should have won a Grammy. It was really, really good. So I'm definitely
I
going to
maybe
say
have to give him a bit more time, but the songs I've heard of like, it's not really up my drill, to be honest with you. But maybe I have to get.
I'm a rock star. Yeah, you know the one.
You ken the one.
You
Sing
ken
along.
the one.
You
no.
ken it.
I'm not singing it. I'm going to give him a Braw, which I'm surprised. you
And
wouldn't
I'm
be
surprised
but-
that actually.
I am,
That's
but-
caught me off guard.
The music composition that he sings over, I think that you would like, though. That's why.
Yeah, like his music's listenable. It's not something I would choose to go out and listen to, but I'm giving him a Braw because of the backstory of the guy and what I've
Yeah.
seen of him in interviews and that, rather than an artist. He just seems like a legit sound guy.
Yeah.
Fair enough, sir.
He looks a bit like the guy that does the advert. You know that Go Compare?
Oh, the Go Compared. He does look a bit like Go Compared.
Did you see when
Kinda like him.
a couple of months ago he was in a plane where the landing equipment got screwed up, and there were concerns about it landing. And before he landed, I guess he turned his phone back on out, and he had so many people saying like, "Good, don't worry. Only Post Malone's on the plane. Don't worry about it. And he was like, you people are so fucked up.
That's horrible.
Oh man. No. So is that a result in Braw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, Braw.
Yeah,
Brawl
that's
of Fame.
positive.
Post Malone, get in there.
Last one here from Ian Shepherd. Shout out to Ian.
What's happening, Ian?
It was really nice. He was buzzing when he got his T-shirt last week. Met him in the work. April Fools. No. I don't know if it's an age thing, but it doesn't seem to have the same appeal as it once did.
Mama Pats, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
April Fools.
No, really.
No.
No, I don't
What
think so.
age is the cutoff? No more April Fools jokes.
I don't know if that was ever really big on it.
No.
No, because I used to forget.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever did it anything to you lot, did I?
No, not that I can remember. I
I
seen one on Twitter where somebody made their kids get up and get ready for school and tell them that the school had sent out the wrong dates for Easter holidays. So they got photos of all their bairns like half asleep, putting on their school ties, and then the video was just like, April Fool, and they were all just
do
like,
that next year.
fuck off, Dad, and just wandered off. Nobody laughed or anything, they were all just absolutely raging. So I'm going to say no.
I think I made my thoughts clear on April Fool's the other day. Like, I can just cut it out, man. In fact, everything is so fucked up just now that there isn't
Anything
any
could have been-
story that could
Exactly.
have dropped yesterday that I wouldn't sat there and looked at it and gone, well, that's probably an April Fool's. Oh, actually, it's not. Oh,
No, right, okay.
Do you know
Well,
what I
that's
mean?
depressing.
Just cut it out, man. It's no funny. It's no big. It's no clever. No interested.
You acting on mature. What time are you on, Andy, Matt?
Only an hour and 12, man.
Oh, nice.
I'm saying no, too. Hate it.
Nah.
You ever get hit with, like, I'm pregnant April Fools?
No, I've seen the.
That's just not funny, man.
I've
That's
seen-
not funny.
It's not nice.
I've seen the April 2nd meme go that when it's April 2nd and she's still pregnant. But you see, a lot of people were saying that now that like they don't. They're like if you're going to do it, don't do something like that.
Yeah, that's good. But the
Yeah.
kids going to school, that's a good one.
Look, man, like I'm no bothered. See, one all in good fun. Like I'm not that bothered. I'm sceptical enough now that I believe nothing when I read it on the 1st of April, because I'm just like,
Why do we need a day of trolling people? We live in the internet, social media era. It is 24/7
All
trolling
the time.
online. Every day is
Exactly,
April
yeah.
Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting trolled hard somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like,
maybe that's what Stevie Gerrard was doing with his interview yesterday.
right, just drop it.
A sports writer.
Apologies to the Rangers fans that are listening.
There are none now. No, I'm sorry.
Tell
I
you
feel
what,
like I've
Baby
let
Orange.
Tell you what, right? After the next Old
Jordan
Firm-
put him off, Dan. I tell you, Jordan put him off. Listen.
We had that feedback like week 19.
Yeah, that was it. He came on the show. and he was like,
After the next Old Firm, we'll get one of our Rangers fan listener to come.
I
on.
agree, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
I thought David was going to come on ages ago.
I know a good one. I don't know if he'll come on, but I think it'll be a good sports episode. And we should do it. When's the next Old Firm actually?
Probably be tail end of April, mid-May.
April. Okay, I'll see if I can get him. I'll talk to him because he's a Rangers and Chelsea fan.
Oh, my
Oh, well,
God.
Ali Mackay was a Rangers fan, but
see,
Jordan was...
I wasn't well.
Oh, Jordan wasn't there.
well.
I was actually unwell.
It's fine, it's fine. Any more Braw or not?
No, that's just for
That was
Braw
really
this
good.
week.
You did really well when you interviewed the guy, because
Yeah.
that was the guy with the hat thing,
Yes,
wasn't it?
yeah.
You did really well. That
I was really nervous
I
with that.
really enjoyed that. It was really
that's
good.
Your mom liked it.
She said, she goes, I don't think you could have done that as well as Mike. I was like, cheers, Mum. Thanks for that.
I've been listening to Howard Stern long enough to be able to get stuff like that down.
What else we got?
So I was going to talk about the school trip that I went on with
Yes,
my daughters, if that's all right. With
Why
the
were
fellas.
you on the school trip as well?
Because trust me, like when you have kids and you go on a school trip with them, a 10 minutes of conversation with some of these kids will be worth taking a day off from work.
Right, okay.
And actually like going. It's hysterical. They were like, you sound like Santa Claus. I was like, what? Where's that come from? So first of all, we'll rewind first. So we went to Glen Almond College.
Right.
So I remember my older daughter went 2 years ago. And so they teach you kind of like outdoor skills up there or whatever. So we went there and we had to go chop wood, and it's crazy because you tell your kids not to play with fire and not to play with knives, and then there was this guy, like, I think his name was Big Chris. He just handed the kids those two things. He was like, all right, look, we're going to start a fire today, kids, and we're going to whittle some wood with knives. So I was like, shit. So now I'm looking after a group of, like, 7-year-old kids with knives. He gives them, we had to use these big axe things, and they were kind of safe. You had to just kind of lift them up and then drop them on the wood to split them. You know what I mean? And then we had to get them into smaller sizes. So he gave us knives. knives. Well, gave us the kids knives, and he's like, put it in the middle, and then you have to bang it down with like this big piece of wood, like kind of like a hammer.
Yeah.
So now the kids couldn't get it. They couldn't get like put force here and then put force here with the wood, and then it'll split it. So I'm holding one edge of it, and they're smashing this thing all over the place. I'm like, oh, I'm dropping the thing. They're hitting my knuckles. I'm like, ah. And they're like, are you okay, Santa? I was like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. So finally we get teaching my kids 10 years to not play with fire, and then that's where they're shoving their hands in fire. So, okay, we saying.
I was just saying, I had something similar when I was doing pumpkins with Riley last Halloween. Do you remember?
Oh my
And the near
God.
anxiety attack he had when I was like, right, you can cut the top off. He's like, what? I was like, just look, this is how. So I showed him how to do it, and then I gave him it. He was just like. And he just panicked. He was like, no, but then he went and stood at the other end of the room. Because
Did he not trust you?
No, I've always said to him, cut away from yourself, so obviously if something slips, you're not going to hang it in. He was just like, I'm going to stand away from you, Dad. And he went and stood at the other end of the
That's good parenting. He's like, you know what?
I've scared the shit out of that boy.
So in the beginning, we were all sitting around a fire that the guy had built, and they were having like snacks and drinks or whatever. And there was just like a big fire pit. And then all the teachers were kind of talking, but I was keeping an eye on the kids, and they're throwing wood in there, and they just keep getting closer. And these little hands are getting closer to this pit of fire. And I'm like, is someone going to bring these kids away, or are we just going to burn? But then the guy was like, just let them do it. They have to learn. They have to learn that they can't get too close. And all the kids were fine. It was crazy. They were just kind of like, we know that's hot. We're not going to get too close to it.
As you get to this, the kids aren't stupid.
No.
So,
like, well, some of them.
Well, yeah.
But not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, I was saying this to my mum. We were driving down. It's the most old man thing. There was two kids cycling. They couldn't have been more than maybe 11. Neither of them had helmets on. And that drives me bananas that folk will let their kids go out on their bikes without a helmet on.
Yeah.
Like, it drives me up the wall. Because if I found out that Riley was out on his bike without a helmet on, I'd slash his tyres myself. I'd be like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's no happening. Because we talked about this when Fidget was on last week. You don't need a big fall for it to be very serious.
You don't.
So yeah, that drives me up the wall. But like you say, it's a thing. I feel like you'll be the same. That I've instilled enough sense in my kid.
I've scared the shit out of him.
Yeah. When he's around the fire, he knows not to stick his hands in it and check how hot it is, or if there's a knife or a pair of scissors, he knows how to carry it when he's going from room to room or whatever.
We just want to protect, you know what I mean? And like my daughter's hair was down, and I was like, oh man, I don't want her to like lean over there and like whoosh, you know what I mean? Like the whole thing go up. But so we're all sitting around the fire, and then we had to go make our own fires. It was pretty cool. There was a tree in the woods to kind of get it started. They gave you like little cotton balls, and then there was a tree that had that sap that was like flammable. So we went and I had the kids go over and get a stick and jam it in the tree, and they got some of the sap off and they stuck it in there, and just the whole thing went up. So we all smelled like smoke, and we were all disgusting. My jacket probably still smells like smoke. It's in the back of my car still. And then the guy was like, all right, who wants marshmallows? And I have, it's probably weird, I've never done that. I've never roasted marshmallows.
I love marshmallows!
I'm pushing kids over. I'm like, get out of my way, little Johnny. I'm getting marshmallows. So we got marshmallows, and we stuck them in there. It was so good. I hate marshmallows, except for your marshmallows. They're really good. And then we were roasting them. He was like, if you roast them, you can get a layer off them. You get like 7 layers off of them. So I'm like, kids, I got 6 layers off. And teachers are like, calm down. Mr. Gotts, settle down.
Can you share out the marshmallows with the children? Is that if they want marshmallows, they can fight me for these marshmallows?
I think maybe 1 or 2 of them got a marshmarshmallow. I'm not sure. We had a lot.
Anyone
of
that you
parents.
discarded on the ground. Like.
I started throwing them at some of the kids that I didn't like. No. Yeah, so they roast up the marshmallows, and then they made like hot chocolate for the kids as well. We got kettles and put them on like a little grate on top of the fires that we built. And then we boiled the water, then we made hot chocolate, and I had coffee. It was a fantastic day.
Sounds lovely.
It was at Glen College. Have you guys ever been up to Glen College?
I don't believe I
No,
have.
past it.
That place is incredible. Like,
I thought you were going to say that's where you were going to send your kids next year.
well, I was. If it wasn't 33,000 pounds, I would send them there. And when I was talking to the guy who was running the thing we were doing, he was like, even with our staff discount, he's like, my son's 2, but I wanted to send him here when we got older. He's like, there's no way I could even afford it with the staff discount, which I'm assuming is considerable for staff.
Yeah, the staff also get like houses, and so like they get a house and all that there in the grounds and stuff.
Yeah.
I've done actually moves there with Tam and Kyle actually.
Yeah.
Moving in teachers who have been like taking a job there, moving in the house. Some nice gaffs in that up there as well.
Really?
Man. It's sweet.
You managed for 33 grand a year for the kids.
Your cousin worked there, Liam.
Oh, yeah,
when
he was groundsman there, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, really, really nice grounds. They've got a bunch of soccer and rugby pitches up there. They have a swimming pool, just a building with a swimming pool in it. It's like something you would see in a movie, like a
It's a
Catholic
private school, isn't
private
it?
school
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Guys, would you have preferred to go to a school like that, or
I'm glad Mama Pats is here. Like, would you be able to send your children away for, let's say that you were fantastically wealthy and you knew the kids were going to get an awesome education there. Would you send your kids away for 3-4 months at a time?
You can send them there day to
You
day.
can, yeah.
But
would you have sent us to boarding school?
no, remember I used to say you would always know if we won any money.
Yeah.
You'd be shipped off right away.
Yeah.
I didn't really mean it.
Yeah, no, it didn't
No.
scar me or anything. Like.
My mum used to say that to me, but she meant it, and not she won any money. I didn't fucking
When
behave
I was
myself.
when I was in
No.
therapy last year, I didn't ever discuss that with my therapist at all. No, that wasn't
This
a
must
thing.
be a breaking point for you, then, isn't it?
No, I did discuss the 9 o'clock man, which is what Paul used to tell us about.
Who's that?
I never knew about
The
that.
9 o'clock man, if you want to sleep at 9 o'clock, would take you away forever.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking Paul.
I'm going to introduce that in my house.
Oh, don't. It scars you for life.
My daughters would be like, does he have iPads?
What's his Wi-Fi speeds like?
Does he have iPads?
I think that might be an episode.
Yeah, I
title.
think so. Yeah.
Listen,
But people kept saying it looked like Hogwarts in there. I've never seen. I've seen some of the first movie, but I don't know. But
I think you get that about all of the like all old. It was the same with Glasgow Uni.
Yeah.
I went to Glasgow Uni for an open day. Never went, but went for the open day. That was a great laugh. And that looks like any sort of these old sort of church look like buildings of that time. They all look like that. Type
Listen,
of,
look at all the people who run the country, all your top CEOs. They're all privately schooled. Doesn't mean that they're actually any brighter than anybody else,
That's
just
very
because
true.
they paid for, let's say, inverted commas, a better education. Education's really what you put into it.
yes,
just better
100%.
surroundings.
Well, I
Yeah.
think there's probably more than that. I think that they get privilege, don't they? They
Yeah.
get
Support,
They get
there's more-
Yeah.
the
there's more
sports.
on-
They get all of that.
There's
kind
a lot
of
of
thing as
one-on-one
well.
tuition as well.
Yeah.
So I know a friend of mine works at, I can't remember, one of the schools, one of the top schools in the country around near Perthshire, and like a lot of the time is so these teachers aren't just your usual sort of 9 to 5 like school teachers. They actually do one-to-one tuitions with all their classes. Like their students can get
Sophie
addition-
works at the one in St Mary's, I think, down in Bath, that kind of area. My niece-in-law, she's head of the English department down there, and they take them away to theatres and things like that as well.
So there's
it's a
there's more
privilege.
ability. Yeah, like you say,
but
it's
you're
like,
paying for that.
It's like you say, the
privilege, isn't it?
the budgetary restraints aren't there like you get with public schools. Obviously,
No.
public schools are funded for by the public, whereas it's like if you get private healthcare, it's better than what you would get in the NHS.
not right.
because
No,
you're
it's
paying
not
for it.
right
it's
at
not,
all.
It's not actually
Everyone
any better
should be
than it's not
entitled
what you
to-
get. And that's a real misconception that people don't want to start getting into their heads that private healthcare is necessarily a better quality of healthcare
It's
than a
just
national
quicker.
health service. It's not necessarily quicker. Well, you could say that, but it doesn't
on what-
mean that doesn't make it better.
I got an
No.
ECG scan from a
treatment
private
is still the
hospital
same
and got charged
treatment.
85 quid for the pleasure.
That's
Bastards.
still pretty good. You probably get charged 10 times.
Well, what was that?
America.
You told us when you went to the ER and when you were in New York and they charged you like $200 for an ibuprofen tablet.
Oh yeah, for 2 tablets, and my finger just went like whoosh, and it was like I thought it may have been broken or something. They scanned it. They're like, no, it's fine. They were like, here, take 2 of these. Something I could get over the counter probably somewhere. Took those. It was like $250.
Yeah, you've seen the cost of having a baby in the States.
It's like 50 grand. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. But that's a really dangerous way of thinking.
Yeah,
I know
no,
that
fair
maybe
point.
just said that off the cuff, but if anybody does think like that and does think that a private healthcare system is a better way to be treated, it's completely and utterly false. Your treatments are still the same. Yes, you may have access to a consultant or a specialist slightly quicker in a private system because you're paying for that privilege, but it doesn't mean that your quality of healthcare is necessarily any better.
Fair
Totally
point.
agree.
Fair
Totally
point.
agree.
Nice.
Sorry, I just...
No, it's cool.
No,
it's
yeah,
just,
I love it, Andy.
How I feel about that.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good. It was a good time. It was good to hang out with my daughter and see her interact with her friends. There were like also kids just like climbing up trees and everything, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I should go grab that kid off of that or what. Like, it's weird being a parent in that situation because you don't know whether you should just let other kids just do what they normally do, or should you just be like, hey, get off of there.
Yeah, but then what if that kid goes home and goes, oh, Mum, this guy here, thingy, or
Grabbed me off a tree.
somebody's mum or somebody's dad,
Yeah.
like had a go at me, told me to get out the tree and that, and they're like, the fuck did they
Exactly.
they are, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So I'm like, look, if the teacher's okay with you doing it, fuck it. You can go do
The
it.
teachers in charge, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yep,
it.
right.
It's up to them to make
Yep.
that call.
It's good when you see your kids interacting with other kids, though.
It's funny.
Riley's
yeah.
best pals, I got a wee kid called Harvey, and the two of them are like, it's hilarious to watch. Like, they genuinely don't stop talking. Like, I had them over a couple of weeks ago when it was snowing, and their football got cancelled. So they went into Riley's room, started playing the Xbox and fanning about at 11 o'clock on a Saturday, and I didn't actually really see them until 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I just literally passed them through food, made sure they were alive and they were still okay. But like, it was amazing to watch. It's just, and you see them, like, I listen to him talking to his pals when he's playing on the PS4, and the crack they're sitting and having, and the wee inside jokes and that, and the piss takes, and
Yeah.
brilliant, man. Good times. I tried to, Mum came around for this the other week. He was him and his pal had to go and take something to another room in the school, so they had a hall pass. But Riley's pal like kept trying to take them the long way around, not to get back to class. And I was like, why didn't you just go back? And he's like, well, I can't remember the kid's name. He's like, he had the hall pass. I goes, well, do you know trying to take it off him? He goes, we kept turning it up, so he kept taking it away. So I goes, well, you give him the bobby flick. He goes, what do you mean? I was like, a wee backhander to the baz. And my mum's like, can I tell him that? I was like, that's a valuable life lesson.
Better he learns it before he gets it done to him.
Better he learns
Is
it.
that
Me
a
tell.
thing?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I'll never forget the first time.
I'll just say I didn't go about flicking anyone's bobby. Just get that
your
fucking
own.
clean
I'll never
eye. Just mine, mama patch eye.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
The first Bobby flick I had done to me, I didn't know about it. I was in high school, and the guy's name was Prince. And I knew him. I had a couple of classes together. But I didn't really talk to him. He was like, Mike Dots. He was flexing. He was like, Mike Dots, feel that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty. And he went, whoop. And I was like, oh my God. I fell on the floor, crippled.
Oh, yeah. If you get it just right, it's like a towel flick.
But
Yeah.
why would you do that to one another, knowing how sore it is?
Because men are awful, awful people.
We want to inflict as much pain on each other as possible.
Okay.
What about the clocks going forward? Did that screw you guys up at all?
No, I just wondered why it was 11:30 when I got up the next day. And then when I thought about it, I was like, I was really only half
They didn't even really notice
That's
anymore
late for
because,
me.
like we've got I think we've got one clock in the house.
Yeah.
Maybe two. I think the wee man's got one in his room. Other than that, your phone automatically updates, your telly automatically updates, your laptop's usually automatically
You're
updates.
a bloody
doesn't.
nightmare.
I used to be when I was younger.
Oh
aye.
my God.
It used to fuck me up big time.
Oh,
Oh, why?
I don't know.
Just did.
Apparently every year when the clocks went back, I would just be all over the shop.
That's cool. They just went forward though.
Well, whatever. Whenever it changed.
that's what it was then.
Where am I?
He's
What
lost
day
2
is
hours.
it?
11:30? No, it's 9:30. What are you on about, mate?
I didn't even really notice it anymore.
I was working until 11, and then I had to pick my parents up at the airport at, well, I thought it was 9, but it was actually 8. So then when I went back to Connie's house, she had like her sister and her aunt there, and they had a couple of drinks, and I had a beer, and I was like, all right. And then by the next thing I know, it was like 2 in the morning, and I was like, shit. So then like
It's a shaky drive
it
through.
was a shaky drive through, and then I had to go to work at 2 o'clock on the Sunday as well.
Michael Box.
I was still catching up on sleep, but I got to see my parents, pick my parents up. That was
Nice.
good. They bought a shitload of sweets. I know I said I was going to bring some. Sorry, I forgot. But you didn't like the Swedish fish last time, didn't you?
No, they was nasty.
Oh,
Tastes
okay.
like soap.
What about the blow pops? You like the blow pops, right?
Jolly Ranchers, that's what we want. We want
Blow pops?
Yeah.
I never had one of them.
Oh, okay, I'll bring those next
I
time,
never
as long as
tried.
my daughters don't eat them all. I'll see you anyway because we're doing the T-shirts. But anyway, my parents also brought Cold Stone cereal. Have you ever had either ice cream? I think they have one in the mall in Dundee where they make ice cream on like a slab and they mix it all together.
Is that the one where they like scrape it out really thin with like a paint scraper and then they
Yes.
kind of roll it back up into...
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
and
they
it's
have
ice cream.
Yeah, but it's a cereal. So the flavors are in the cereal, and it has like marshmallows in it. My teeth are rotting as we speak, but I ate half a box of this stuff.
Do you have to like prep your diet before your parents arrive? So
Oh
that,
yeah,
like,
I'm almost on diabetes range right now.
You're going to be MSG'd at the nut this week, eh?
Man,
How was your parents? I didn't sleep for 4 days.
wasn't. Woo! Yeah, so I ate like 2 bowls of that this morning before work. I was flying. But yeah, they bought me my usual sweets and pancakes and like the pancakes in the box that you shake up, but it's different
okay.
than the stuff you get here.
Okay, fair enough.
And real maple syrup. Good maple
I
syrup.
like maple syrup.
Do we not have the real stuff over here?
It's not good.
You get
You know
I
why?
don't really eat it.
You can get stuff in Morrison's. You get like the imported stuff from Canada in Morrison's.
Oh yeah, in the little jar with the Canadian flag on it. Yeah, that's all right. That's the closest stuff to it.
I like that on my pancakes, my bacon. Oh, that's the shit right there.
And it just kind of reminded me of like I also talk about food and what's good for you and what's bad for you. I saw an article that said like eggs are bad for you now.
Oh, again.
Yeah, and then and this is what I always say. I wish I could say it to my daughters when they come to me with some random fact from school. Like, no one knows shit about shit. We should have a segment like on the show now.
Yeah.
No one knows shit about shit because eggs were bad, then they were good, then they were bad, then they were good up until 2 weeks ago, and now like the high cholesterol they lead to heart attacks. It's like maybe everything leads to heart
Depends
attacks.
who's writing the studies.
Exactly.
Yeah. Megan touched on this when she was on. When we were trying to find like a milk alternative, trying to find a study that wasn't paid for by the people who have won that, who have come out the best in that study is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just don't eat too much of anything.
True.
Moderation.
Coconut milk, I think, is pretty good. I remember Rhonda saying she had a coconut milk latte last time she was here, and I got one from Costa a couple weeks ago. Very good.
Nice.
Almond milk's usually quite a good substitute.
Almond milk is good too.
Speak to Natey B. He's your man for the substituting the foods, for
Vegan
the bad
master.
stuff, for
I'm
the
getting
good
off.
stuff.
And what about like sugar-free soda? Is that?
I prefer it.
Do you,
See, the like.
it's gotta be bad for you. It tastes too good to be all right.
Well, that's why I read something online, and it was a thing. It's the same with anything. Excessive consumption is not good for you. However, it's much better than drinking the full fat stuff.
Okay.
And I prefer it as well. I didn't like that Iron Brew Extra. I prefer it to the full fat Iron Brew now. It's much tastier.
Just
and
a quiet taste,
You
it
didn't get
just
like
changes.
furry teeth. Same with Pepsi Max. I love me some Pepsi Max.
What's your favorite soft drink, Mama Pat?
Tonic, because it goes in my Bacardi.
Sorted.
Strong answer.
That's a strong answer. That's a good answer.
Sorted.
Well, will we jump into what? Mike, Andy, do you want to say it?
Watching or listening to this week?
Yeah.
What have you been watching or listening to this week?
I'll go because I had a couple of things this week. I watched The Dirt on Netflix, the Motley Crue biopic.
Okay. How was it?
So shit, it's brilliant. Like, it's so over the top and so cheesy, but I don't think you would have done that story justice doing it any other way. And the actors, they kind of break the fourth wall throughout the film, and they say, this never actually happened, but it follows better in the film. This is what actually happened, and then the character will say it, and then they'll act out the scene. Right. It's got Machine Gun Kelly plays Tommy Lee Jones, and the guy who played Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones, Ewan Rowan, his name is. He was in Misfits.
He's a bad man,
He played Mick Mars. And then I can't remember the guy's name that played Nicky Six, and then the front man was in The Punisher as well. But wasn't a stellar biopic. It wasn't like the Ray Charles one. It wasn't like going to win an Oscar. But see, for an hour and a half, 2 hours of just easy watching about some debauchery that happened in the 80s. The thing is, it gets pretty dark and it jumps around a lot. But I'm going to give that 7 bananas just for being so shite. It was great. I also listened to. I was flicking through Instagram the other day, and a comedian like Tom Segura posted about a Redman track called. Oh, what's the name of it? Sorry, 2 seconds. Just put a bit of filler in here. Time for Some Action off the What album? Redman,
Okay.
the What album.
Can't remember how it goes off the top of my head.
Yes, that sounds familiar though.
I'll play a snippet.
Redman used to live around the corner from me. Quick fact.
Really? Mama Pat's going to hate this.
Classic drum
That
break.
sounds really old.
That's from '92.
All right.
So I listened to the full album the day because I've never been huge on Redman. Like I know him, and I like How High was one of my favourite films when I was a teenager because that was hilarious. So, but I'm going to give that 8 bananas just because it had that had that good feel about it. You know what I mean? That the good old drum breaks and the decent samples.
Yeah,
and
that's
that.
the first thing. You go back to like those records, '92. You can just tell the differences in the drums.
Yeah, it was
The
just
drums
it
are
was
the
it
big
was
giveaway.
it was hard. It was good, and then there was one final thing. It was a Jaden Smith song. Called,
I didn't listen to that.
It's called Look at Me, but it's just got a really good like guitar riff that's sampled through it.
Yeah.
And I'm not his biggest fan, but that was actually it's a really good tune. Yeah, so This is Will Smith's son.
I
He's
thought
the
that,
rapper
yeah.
now.
Yeah. Oh,
which
is
I
he?
seen somebody actually tweet him as, is that Jaden's dad? I was like, you don't know shit about shit. Go back and watch The Fresh Prince and then come at me with that. Is that Jaden's dad's pish? But I'm going to give that a 7 bananas as well. So positive this week, positive movies. Oh, one last one, sorry. I watched a film called 30 Days a Night.
3 days a night.
30 Days a Night. It's a vampire film. It came out in like 2007. And me and Chuff were just looking for films last night, and I'd watched a YouTube video where someone had mentioned it. And I'd never actually... I'd watched like half of it, never given it my full attention. So it's got Josh Hartnett in it on Netflix. It's about a small Alaskan village that obviously has a month with no sunlight. So basically the town goes down to the bare bones, and
I've heard of that.
this vampire
me too.
horde decide to attack this village because they'll be able to just cut a boot for 30 days straight. So it was a bit silly, a bit daft, but again, it's good suspense. Netflix, yeah. Like I said, it came out in 2007, so that gets a 7 bananas as well. Averaging out. Again, decent, good watch, some decent jumps in there. And again, Josh Hartnett, which apparently he has been working solid since 1998.
I like it.
But I hadn't thought
I think after some of these scores tonight, I may have to reevaluate the scoring system. Because there's a lot of weak 7s and really weak 8s sliding through.
that's all
recently, guys.
opinions,
Come
man.
on.
That's all opinions. But that's all me. I know I had quite a lot this week, so we go to Mama Pats.
Oh, okay.
You were writing, you were writing this,
I
yes?
know. Yeah, I was writing stuff down. Watched Big Little Lies on was it Netflix?
It'll be on Netflix, I think. On Netflix.
Kind of binge watched that. It was quite good. What's her name? The Australian actress.
Charlize Theron.
No. Tall, thin, red hair.
The one that was in Neighbours.
No. She's really famous. She's married to...
Kidman?
Yeah, that's
Nicole
her.
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, aye. Her and Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, yeah, I did see the commercial for this. Yeah.
It was really good. I don't know if it's maybe more women-y than it is for guys, but I thought it was really good.
Bananas.
Bananas, I would say 7. 7 bananas.
Oh,
The Patricks are generous. The Patricks are generous.
Where, we've just started watching Outlander. No.
I've heard about it, but I've not actually watched it.
It's kind of a woman goes back in time. It's set just after the Second World War. Her and her husband had been apart in the war. She was a nurse at the front line, and he's a kind of, I don't know if he was a spy, but he worked in that kind of. And they go back up to Scotland trying to kind of get to know one another again. And she ends up getting flung back to the 1746 rebellion time and all that kind of thing. Really good. I'm
that sounds
quite enjoying
interesting,
that.
actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
just a wee bit of a change. We watched, I've only seen one of them, the Peter Sutcliffe thing on BBC 4. You know, the
murderer,
Ripper.
yeah.
But that
He was the doctor, wasn't he?
No.
he's the Yorkshire
He was
Oh,
the
the
Yorkshire Ripper,
Sorry, who
yeah.
am I thinking of?
Harold Shipman.
Harold Shipman, yeah.
You know what that is? It's all the names in Gavin and Stacey.
That's right.
All the men are named after serial killers.
That's right, aye.
Is that
Really?
right?
Yeah, well, there's
Yeah.
Pete Shipman, there's Pete Sutcliffe and Harold Shipman are two just really nice characters, and it's just something that's never really picked up on. But
Yeah, kind of funny type thing. I suppose probably because that was when I was younger, you know, so it was quite, but it was quite good. It's quite informative. Listening to a bit of Bowie Glasgow 2000. I got
Stella.
my Christmas, and
you're welcome.
also thank you, sweetheart. I thank you all of you because it came from all of you, didn't it?
I organised it.
And I was listening to Tears for Fears. Do you know? You'll not know.
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Do
I
you
know.
remember? Yeah.
Tears for Fears.
I have
Yeah.
a song on one of my playlists. Tears for. What's the biggest song?
Oh, Shout was it probably.
Oh no, Tears for Fears. It's on my playlist.
Do you know, right, everybody wants to
To rule the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great show.
Yeah, my favourite's Women in Chains. I love that song. And I just kind of put it on, and well, I was using Spotify. Very good.
Hooked Mama Pats up with a family package.
Nice.
And can I say a couple of books?
Yeah.
Is that
Dive
okay?
in,
Yeah. I've just finished reading 2 books, both by Stuart Cosgrove.
All right.
The Scottish radio guy.
Yeah,
that'll
yeah.
be-
He
was
comes from Perth.
Oh, yeah.
Detroit 67, Memphis
Yes.
68 by any
Well,
chance?
Detroit 67, I read that one. I got that for Christmas, and it was really good, really well written. And it kind of bases it on what's happening in Motown in that year, but everything round that is to do with the riots, the race riots, and it's really, really good. It's his big thing, and he's really knowledgeable, but it amazes me how he kind of constructs a story through it. It's really good. Really, really recommend that. And then I also read his Young Soul Rebel, which is kind of about him, but he does the same thing about what's happening in the 70s, right the way through to Northern Soul, but also what's happening in the country, and that was really good.
Yeah, he's because he's a Lethem boy, isn't he?
He is indeed, yeah.
And he's probably one of the best presenters that they've got
Absolutely.
on Radio Scotland. I mean, he's a really, really smart cookie. But yeah, apparently his Memphis 67, his Detroit 68.
There's two more. That's a trilogy,
That's
so
right.
I'm going to get them, but I've read enough of him just now, you know. But the funny thing about the Young Soul Rebel is, right at the end, he talks about, he talks about Perth throughout it, but right at the end he actually mentions the guy's name, and he lives round the back from us.
Oh, really?
And I've met him the next day. I said, I've just been reading about you. He'd had his scooter out and at the flood, you know, the most recent time when the river was up high, and that's what he did. He lifted his scooter and took it into the house. That was, but it was, Hey
Top
ho.
man.
Yeah. So I think.
What you want to give
that's
Stuart
probably-
Cosgrove bananas?
Oh, I would say the Detroit 67, I would give 8.5, 9. It was really good.
Strong.
Soul Rebel, maybe 7, but definitely. So I'm looking forward to the
Yeah,
other
he's
two
been
books.
winning. I follow him on Twitter. Obviously, I listen to Off the Ball every weekend.
It's
And
brilliant,
he's very
yeah.
good when he's on John Beattie's show on Radio Scotland in the afternoons when they do the
I
media
read
review
about
at the
that,
end of the week.
yeah.
He's fucking brilliant because he gives it double barrels to the BBC most weeks, and he's a BBC employee. You know,
Good lad.
he seems to be cut from a very different sort of cloth than the Kay Adams and the John Beatties of this world. They're very all pro-union,
Toe in the line,
pro-establishment, pro-BBC. He seems to be the opposite. But those books, he's been winning awards and book
Rightly
prizes
so.
for
Rightly
those books.
so. I would definitely recommend it. It was really, because my usual fodder is crime, but Scottish crime or Mark Billingham, a bit of English crime. But that's what I do read other things, but that's my general
That's your
fodder. But
favourite genres, yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that. Really, yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to Stuart Cosgrove.
Aye,
Yeah.
nice. Who wants to go next?
I'll dive in because I don't think I've got much. What have I been listening to? Because I haven't watched anything, as you know. I've been listening to a lot of M.O.P. this week.
Oh, nice.
I've been listening to a lot of M.O.P. Shout out Lil Fame and Big Billy Dance.
My favourite song they done was the one they done on the Blueprint 2 with Jay-Z.
Oh, I can't remember what that's called.
No, it's going to annoy me, but I'll figure it out.
M.O.P. and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
It was on Blueprint 2.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was a remix as well.
Don't know.
That's it. You don't know. That remix is amazing. Sorry, carry on.
That's all right. I've been listening to that. I've been listening to a bit of Fiddy this week, man.
Oh!
Yeah, man. I've actually been listening to a bit of Scott Storch as well this week, which is where that came from. Ended up then listening to 50 Cent, like a mix on Spotify, and then I remembered hearing Get Up, which was produced by Scott Storch.
Oh.
Get up, you know, do
That's-
my thing. It's crazy in the club when I'm in there, man.
Get up!
I like that song.
That was a
wasn't as big as it should have been. That was a big song.
Absolute banger of a tune, man. Don't get it twisted.
See, whenever I Get Money comes on Shuffle, like I honestly feel
That's
like
probably one of my favourite
I feel like I'm
songs.
the biggest gangster in the world. Like, I'm not cutting about in my mum's car. No, I'm cool as fuck. But.
What else have I been listening to this week? A lot of hip hop, but it's just been a bit of a mix of stuff. I've been listening to more Dirty Dyke. I'm actually going to go and see him in Glasgow and
Seen
Edinburgh
that.
at the end of next month. So I'm going to do both nights, I think. And I've been listening to a bit of Jack Jetson and Ill Informed. They've got an album together, UK hip hop. Ill Informed's a beat maker. Jack Jetson's an MC, really, really good MC. And then listening to the new Dat Kid High Focus release. So that was all right. I was expecting more, but so
bananas.
I'm going to give that. I'm going to give that a 4.5. Wow. I didn't fucking I just didn't hand it the marks willy-nilly. Like,
I don't just sprinkle bananas for fun, no.
But no, like from what I've heard or what I listened to so far, just wasn't feeling the beats, man. Like guys can spit hot bars to fucking cows come home, mate. But if the beats underneath aren't got me hooked like straight away, then it's always just going to be in that sort of mid-tier bracket for me.
Fair enough.
So that was a lot of hip hop this week. But didn't watch fuck all as usual.
Soon.
I still haven't started Stosh's book yet, but I will this week because I'm on holiday.
Every time you say Stosh's book, I'm thinking like a book he's written.
I'd
he
read
gave me a
that book, by the way.
He gave me a book called
Mikey
Defectors
Dots.
last week.
What you got?
Billions is back. One of my favorite shows.
Is it good?
It's a very, very good
I
show.
like the guy that's in that.
The Irish
the
guy?
redhead guy.
Yeah, he's great. I like him. I saw him in another movie.
I know that's.
Oh, he was in what's the movie with the terrorists? Homeland. He was in
That's
that too.
right. That's
Yeah.
where it's from.
Yeah,
He
he's-
played
he's
the
good.
baddie, didn't he?
He's a good actor. Paul
Spoilers.
Giamatti's also in there too.
I like Paul Giamatti.
Yeah. So Billions is back. I watched the first 2 episodes the other night. Caught up. Very, very good. Won't give a rating on that yet, just because it's not even halfway through.
Early doors.
There's a rapper called Lil Nas. Have you heard about this this thing here? Lil Nas, he's a rapper, but he made a country sounding track, and then it shot to the top of the country charts, and then they chucked it off. They were like, nah, it's not. They're like, nah, it's not like country enough. And they were trying to say because it's racist because he's black. I was like, nah, that's hip hop.
Bro, listen to the Billboard country charts. They're all finger snap. It's like the track. They all sound like hip hop tracks now. The country songs. It's like they're almost starting to rap in the country songs.
Oh, really?
They're all like
Really?
heavy auto tuned, like you hear in the trap and that. They've all got the classic pop finger snaps and all that.
See?
Trust me, man.
Okay, so
That's
let 'em
what
on
they're saying.
there.
There's some good videos about it on YouTube. It's like, what the fuck is happening? Popular country music. It's like,
Thank God for that.
But after
you mentioned that.
After I put that song, I listened to that song. I was like, "Oh, this is pretty good." And plus, it caught my attention. There's someone, I don't know if it's his video or someone made a video, but they set it to like Red Dead Redemption, so they had people shooting, blowing shit up, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." It was really cool the way they did this. So then I listened to another song of his. It's got like a Spanish sounding title. I forgot the name of it because I'm an idiot. And that was good too. And I was like, "Oh shit! Like this guy's pretty good." And then I went to his Twitter feed, and then everyone was writing about the song and how big it was getting, and how it should be on the country charts. And he was like, "I didn't mean for this to happen. Like I was just making music."
made that shit.
And like I don't care. I'm glad you heard it. You know,
Yeah, because now it's going to move into the Billboard full-on top 200.
it's
and
going to get there.
ching,
Yeah.
ching, ching, ching,
Yeah,
ching,
so
money,
making that
money.
I'll have to
So-
check it out. I'll download it later.
Connie the other night sent me a message. Said she was watching a show called Moms Make Porn. Have you seen this?
I've read it.
I'm gonna.
I seen part of it when I was in Manchester.
Yeah.
It was on whether I was getting ready to go to bed or like before I went out.
It was super, super. And so if you have it, it's about like parents who their kids are getting to the age where they may start watching this kind of stuff, and they're concerned because of that kind of like the graphic content in adult films now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cleaning this up because you're here. And they basically at the end of the series they make their own just in the way what they would like to see. But it just kind of got me thinking, like, if I was not the moms themselves, but they directed. I'm sorry, Andy. And Andy looked at me and like, what? But it just kind of got
Good
me
milk
thinking.
there, mate. I said it last week.
It kind of got me thinking, like, if I wasn't raised in a house full of like 3 women, and of course my dad too, but like if I didn't have like such strong female role models in my life, I may have watched that kind of stuff, and I may have had that same.
Do you mean you may
mentality.
have watched kind of stuff?
No, of course everyone does. But I'm saying like I may have
don't.
had that mentality, that disrespectful mentality, and and it's very easy for guys to watch that and be like, oh yeah, this is what you're supposed to do, and it's like maybe you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, fair point.
So I think it's a very good idea, and I hope
That's quite a good. That's
off.
quite a good idea for a TV show. Actually, I might actually give that a watch.
Yeah, it is. And it's not super graphic or anything either. You know what I mean? It's
Andy's no
it's on
interest in
TV, but it's a really good premise. So check it out. I also watched the other night Peep Show for the first time. Have you ever seen this?
say on Channel 4
Yeah.
or something like that, isn't it?
Fucking hilarious.
Unpopular opinion, I can't stand Peep
Oh,
Show.
it was so funny.
Shock horror, never seen it.
Really? Have you seen Peep Show?
No, I don't think I have.
There's like two guys like that just like live in a flat, and there's like a really really smart one, and then there seems to be another one that's just can't keep a job and
But
Sounds like
Liam
men
just
behaving
opened another
badly.
Pretty
one of the
much,
guys
yeah.
is on that. He used to be in Men Behaving Badly. The guy that can't keep a job. I think someone said that to me. I don't
Maybe.
know. But the episode that I seen was really really funny. I'll give it a 7. It was pretty funny. I'm definitely gonna watch it when it's on again.
I've tried to get into it a few times because it's all on Netflix, I'm sure.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Oh,
on.
I'm in there.
But like, I've tried to watch it a few times because folk get pure like well up for it, and
It's funny.
I didn't get it at all. I just find the characters really unlikable and annoying.
I don't really like British sitcoms, but this one is pretty funny. Well, just comedies really. Hot Ones, like we said before. The one with Shaq I watched. I also watched one with Theo Von. He's just
Theo
I don't
Vaughn's
even know what his
I
issue
I meant
is.
to add the King and the Sting episode this
Yeah.
weekend. We're watching and listening. I like Theo Von,
Vaughn's-
man.
he's-
He's
he
all
is
right, man.
insane.
He's
crazy.
all right.
He's like no comic you've ever seen because he's just this sort of. Was he from Alabama or Texas?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. He's just from the south, and he has his accent's really thick, and it's not even
got a mullet.
Yeah, he's got a mullet. He had a hair transplant from his own head so he could grow in a mullet, but he just talks about the most random stuff, and it's like he doesn't even pause.
Yeah.
But he's amazing.
You ever watch The King and the Sting? It does get a bit grinding because it's just like, dude, bro, dude, bro.
Is that his podcast?
dude. Yeah, he
That's
does it
him
with
and Brendan
Brendan
Shaw,
Shaw.
man.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it is funny at times. There are moments it's worth it, but it's a bit of a bro fest, right?
And it was like the 20th anniversary of Life After Death, Biggie's album.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, yeah.
20th anniversary. So I was bumping that last week. I'm actually more into it now than I was at the time when it first came out. That is I think it's an underrated album. I think it's for how long it is. I think a lot of people were like, "Oh shit, double album, that's a lot." But it's a really really good album. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Sky's the limit, mate. Absolute classic.
Sky's the limit. When he died,
You probably told Paul to turn it off at one point or another in the 90s.
I never told any of you to put any of your music on.
Well,
Ever.
that's Kent.
Jordan told us a different story. No,
That's right enough, actually.
Nah, Paul listens to some bangers. Shout out to Paul.
He does.
He listens to some good hip hop.
yeah. So Life After Death, and yeah, that's all I got.
Nice. Is that us for the week?
Hang on, sauce, aye.
Getting to the Patreon stuff as well.
Oh yeah, the Patreon.
I'm needing to nip to the gents.
Okay.
So we better give our show sponsor, our Patreon sponsor, a quick shout, and then we'll get
Yeah.
wrapped up.
Shout out to Stevie Mac of Stevie Mac's Skate School.
Get in
1-to-1 lessons, tuitions, all abilities and ages catered for. Message Stevie Mac on Facebook, Stevie Mac Skate School.
You know what? I still have those gift certificates that he gave us. So I don't know if my younger daughter will do it. She's a bit afraid. I may go with my older daughter. I'm gonna jump on the boards and I'll buy a skateboard. And wreck my knee or something.
I wouldn't try any
ripped
tricks.
jeans.
I would just like to see if I could still go one. Like I wouldn't try even attempt any tricks, but I'd like to see if I could still just comfortably roll about on a board.
Let's do it. You should bring the boy. I'll bring the girl, and we'll go down there.
All right, okay. Maybe,
Let's do that.
Riley
Stevie Mac, we're coming.
Riley would definitely bin himself instantly.
Oh, so will I.
He goes a million miles an hour with most things that he does until he hits something solid and then he stops. Patreon subscribers.
Patreon subscribers. Thank you, David Forrett, Callum McLaughlin, Ralph Rogowski, Roddy Bader, Steven, a.k.a. Stosh Tosh.
Winner of this week's t-shirt.
Yes, yeah, the T-shirt.
I'm just going to put a wee applause in there for him there.
Yeah, congratulations, Tosh. Andy Henderson, Nate
Maurice.
Black, Alistair Cook, and Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Thank you very much for everyone who has listened, liked and reviewed, given us some input. Thank you again to the Patreon subscribers. You can get us on monkeyswordfightpodcast@gmail.com. We are on Facebook, Podbean, Monkey Sword Fight Podcast. I am on Twitter at Wagwan Patrice.
I am also on Twitter @_M_dots.
I'm still there, at Macapella.
I don't know if you want to give it your Twitter handle, Mum.
I can't remember what it is.
It's
I
fair.
think it's
I
like
am on
C-Pats
Twitter.
or something like that, isn't
Like
it?
Kaz Pats or
Kaz
something
Pats,
like
aye.
that. Yeah, on Twitter.
Behave yourself. That's my mother. Right. Anyway, thank you very much. Take care. Peace.
Peace.